you explore imperfect visions like I've been here before. Falling faster, I try to ignore. I see you, I see you. I'll let you drag me to hell if you hold my hand. Tell me this is real and it will never end. This is not what I came here to find. Memories show that I'm out of time. See a shadow, don't know if it's mine, but I see you, I see you, I see you, I see you, I
You'll still have common days. Get caught in traffic during your commute. Overthink a text message. Get a song stuck in your head. This is not one of those days. A few weeks a year and you'll discover the most uncommon time of your life.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Forge Trials presented by the Army National Guard. And the uncommon is calling at nationalguard.com. I'm Vaudable. We got Shibby here. And did you get a haircut, Shibby?
Yes, I did. I had to go see my barber, get the shape up, get my hair done. I mean, I'm busy these next couple of weeks, right? I got my niece's birthday this weekend. I got a wedding the next weekend, and I've got some other stuff potentially in the works the week after. So you gotta look good, right? You have to look good. I was done with the hair, the scraggly hair. I was looking like Moon Knight, man. I was looking not good. I was looking not good.
Looking like Mark Spector out there. I gotcha.
Pretty much.
But yeah, no, I mean, we have a single series for you all today. This is the Division II National Championships that we have. This is the semifinals, though, that are going on between these two teams, trying to make their way through the competition and see how far they can go. PSU Blue facing off against UBC Thunder that we have in this matchup. Should be, I mean, we've seen both these teams before. Medium Fries, Jenny Sun, MSJZ, Internet User 68, Pogli. I'm going to butcher that one. And VTOM. I recognize VTOM. And then on PSU Blue side, I mean, we've seen this team as well. So these teams we're pretty familiar with, both of them in different divisions. UBC came in second, I believe, in theirs. And PSU Blue, I think this was where they ended up in playoffs leading into this.
Yep. A lot of names we recognize. Vaudable. I remember casting UBC Thunder a couple times so far, and I believe last split and this split. And like you mentioned, PSU Blue, I also remember Dexwo and Kintaro and Freshly and all of these guys. I mean, I also just run into some of them in solo queue, and it's if you see me, can you listen? If you see me in your solo queue games, I love that you guys like, oh, is it this or is you? But we gotta win, guys. I've had two NECC collegiate players recognize me. One of them was on the enemy team. He ran triple, beat me. The other one was on my team. We lost, guys. We gotta win. Right now, I'm 0-2 with NECC players. Come on, we gotta step it up. I know you guys hover around C3, C1. That's usually where I hover too because I don't have as much time anymore. But yeah, really interested to see what is in store for us. I she is not. Because she just released. Yeah, she just released. So we're not going to see any Black Cat shenanigans. I'll be interested to see if she'll be active for the Nationals, right? That's going to happen in a couple of weeks. If that's so, I'm really interested to see what that looks like because I think she is probably one of, if not the hardest characters in the game. Like, I'm willing to put money that she's harder than Spider-Man just because of how many different options you have with the TP, the invis, all the different stuff you can do. So really interested to see if that's going to be active for Nationals. But even if Black Cat isn't active here, we are on patch 7.5 or season 7.5, and there have been a lot of changes.
Yeah. Penny Parker mains are somewhat happy because they can deal more damage and they have one more web. That's pretty awesome for them.
Yes.
Elsa Bloodstone has been nerfed, and I'd say because of that, a lot of people aren't as good as they used to be. It's a bit of a fraud watch that we've been seeing with Elsa specifically. Yes. You can tell which players were actually good and some that were just playing a broken hero. A lot of people kind of relying on Phoenix a little bit more because that Ultron is really good, especially with his ultimate. You definitely want to target him so much more so when I used to using the Rage of Ultron because it can just delete teams now just because the AoE damage that comes from that. And then there's a couple other ones that are here or there. The things that we didn't see though, Shibby, we didn't see a Gambit balance change at all. We didn't see a Groot change at all. Vibrant Vitality is still in the game, so we could easily see Loki Mantis with the damage boosted greens. Get that out of here is all I'm saying.
One other thing, and this might be active. I'm checking in with production right now. I wonder if Manhattan. Yeah, I wonder if Lower Manhattan is available.
Could be.
We've yet to see any comp play on that, so this would be like at least the first
We're hearing
potential. We're hearing maybe. So there is lower Manhattan is available. I mean, if a team picks it, I'm really excited to see how that works. The scan mechanic is very, very interesting, right? Being able to see essentially ultimate charge and everything like that. It's kind of wild, but we are going to go to our first random domination map. Everything available, but obviously no throne room. So Hellfire Gala, a.k.a. Araco, is going to come in here. Oh, sorry, Krakoa. I believe it's Krakoa.
Krakoa. Yeah, Araco's the convoy one.
Araco's the convoy one. They take place in the same kind of worlds, but yeah.
It's also like you rearrange the letters, and that's what it is.
Anagram, I believe is what it's called.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, Krakoa here. I like this map. I've always liked this map. Really, really vibrant from more of an aesthetic perspective, but also the 3 sub-maps test a lot of different things, right? Depending on where you're going to be. So, interested to see if we're going to see dive comps coming in. Dive has been very popular. Venom. Shocker, guys. The CC changes come in. Venom is amazing. That guy lives forever, unironically. Really, really good here. Daredevil is still also very, very good. We saw a lot of that in Ignite, obviously in EMEA and North America, or the Americas, which concluded a couple weeks ago. And Vaudable, I mean, as the resident EMEA Ignite caster, were you surprised with the priority of DD? Was it more like, okay, it makes sense because he is still the best diver in the game despite all the nerfs?
Yeah, he's still the best. He's still technically better than Black Cat. Black Cat's more utility, I would say, if Black Cat even was available on that end. But this is MRC band specific. It's not Ignite band is the big thing. So you don't want anyone to have Daredevil. You don't want anyone to have Mantis. That makes sense. Prioritize Phoenix, because Phoenix, a lot of people are still really good with that. Ultron we see as well. Ooh. We could see Loki, Cloak and Dagger. Cloak and Dagger's had a bit of a resurgence, even with the alt duration nerfs. I mean, just because you could have 22 seconds of ult on a point, right? And the Terror Capes are so good. The Dark Teleportation, just for saving your team from certain abilities and ults, is really good as well. Gambit getting off the table. I'm curious if we'll see an Elsa ban on the other side here from UBC Thunder. I mean, in terms of prioritization, we've also seen a lot of like Moon Knight from some of these like lower division teams, right? They don't like playing against that and Groot, so could see that as well. Yeah,
Groot Knight combos pretty lethal anywhere from, like you said, the Div 2, Div 1, because most players hover around Celestial Eternity, right? You got a couple GM players. Yeah, there's Cloak and Dagger, no Cloaky, as we like to call it, available. We might see Loki Invis. That might be the move here. Invis, really interesting spot. I still think she's pretty good, but she's not nearly as dominant as she was before because of the prevalence of dive. She doesn't pair well with dive DPS, right? It's more,
you say
White
that,
Fox
but she's
Luna.
good as a counter, I'd say, because
she is good as a counter.
The Vortex and the Force Physics is really good, right? Like, and also because she can be teamed up with Doctor Strange. A lot of people like to play Doctor Strange into that too. And they have, the CC ability with the pull-in from the Maelstrom of Madness there as well. So a couple different options. But yeah, there's the Groot that we were talking about. We were kind of expected to see. Elsa save. So Elsa Phoenix potentially was like a hit scan duo. It used to be Elsa Hela. Now it feels, or not Elsa Hela. It used to be Hela Phoenix. Now it's Phoenix Elsa as like the 2 hit scan sisters now. Yeah. It's also like Elsa's kind of like the middle child, where she's not like true hit scan like Hela, right? Where it's not long range, more like mid range, kind of like bursty option. There's the Invis off the table. So now my question is, okay, you have Loki, but you're gonna pair it up with a Luna. I have much more White
been
Fox,
preferring.
maybe.
Yeah, the Snow White backline is what I like to call it. It's Disney, right? Luna Fox, and I love it. I think it's a really, really sick backline. Double Charm is disgusting to play against, especially if you're looking to dive, or even if you're just playing more brawl style compositions.
And Lose just
Snow and White Fox
in general.
Yes, yeah, she does more damage. Like freeze,
DPS
double
point,
headshot.
Basically.
Yes, freeze, double headshot. I believe takes down like 300 HP targets and below, which is disgusting. I mean, there's, I know someone. He's an Eternity DPS Luna main. Like that's what he does, and he's playing up against. Yeah, he's playing up against like pro players. Right?
Oh,
Remakes, Winnie, like these kind of guys, and he's beating them. So I wouldn't be surprised there. We do see Jeff and Luna Snow. So I need to ask you, this team up was very dominant in Ignite. The Venom, the Deadpool, and
toy box as well. Yeah.
Like these team up, it was very, very good, but it did get nerfed I still
It's still
think
good.
is pretty good.
It's still good.
Yeah, I still think it's
like
pretty good.
symbiotic shenanigans, it still gives you, I think, 50 HP of bonus health, and then it still gives you, I think, a little less like regenerative health as well during that duration. So, I mean, if you're going in for dive, it's still solid, and just to keep your team up in some of those fights is a huge thing here too. Interesting that we're seeing the duelist pool from medium fries here specifically. I feel like Jitward's really popularized that.
Jitward influence. the Jitfluence, bro. That's literally what it is, bro. Like, that is insane. Yeah, I mean, I've also been seeing it a lot more in ranked and solo queue in general. I think as the player base gets better, the mechanical ceiling, the mechanical ceiling of this hero is disgusting. You're not going to see Pagaccio looking to maybe set up a dive here. Soft dives are very, very important, and Vtom already takes down Miles of Lag. Vtom, we know, is a very lethal Phoenix, and that was the reason UBC Thunder decided to save it here. But it is a 5v4 right now. UBC Thunder did lose 2 members. Pagaccio does take out Dexwo, and PSU Blue are fighting off of the point right now. UBC Thunder just need to force off the Emma, and they can cap it.
Well, seeing the Deadpool going in, though, is the big thing here, right? Trying to see if they could get that initial pick, because once you get one, the rest of them fall like dominoes. We've seen that happen so many times in these opening team fights, but they're really zoning them from the point, getting that early percentage, and it's technically a team fight win without even the first member going down there.
Yeah, and that extra 25 HP buff that, Duelist Pool got, really significant. 250 just felt too small for the play style that he plays, right? You're a very hybrid style of duelist. You can go in, you can go really hard with the infinite dashes, or you can play that more ranged poke form. But being able to transition in between those with that extra 25 HP is really nice, especially when you have dive here, as we did see Jenny Sun pop the White Fox ultimate, but I believe he got instantly frozen, so it's just done.
Yikes. That's all I got to say about that one. Not exactly where they want to find themselves, so we will see Zippy Twins walk towards the objective, but the Ensong Inferno, will be there. Tried to combo it with the Feast of the Abyss and got some damage from it. Eventually going to be able to follow up with it. A double from that. Vtom also getting a double of their own. So UBC Thunder, not too surprised with the way things are going here, Shibby, especially seeing that this was a team who barely came in second in their division playoffs.
Yeah, and Pagaccio getting the double tendril kill, all right, off of the Ensong Inferno, like you mentioned. Unfortunately, not enough healing. And Dexwo has swapped over to the thing. Anti-dive activated. But this is the moment where I'd say, why are we not playing White Fox for PSU Blue? I guess Jiro has that Loki clone, or the copy here, so he's going to look to copy the Between Both Worlds and see what they can do. Freshly pops the Psionic Seduction to take UBC Thunder off a point. But I like how they're just playing off of the point right now, trying to stagger as much as they can. We do see the Jeff ultimate. We're going to see if we can use it. There's a world where he can swallow a couple members here and take them off the map. Who does he end up getting? Only the Namor, unfortunately, is going to go down here. PSU Blue countering pretty much every ult thrown their way. Very well played on that team fight. 98% secured for UBC Thunder, so one team fight. And PSU Blue is going to be going into round 2 down 0-1.
Not too surprised. I mean, positioning-wise, I feel like PSU Blue just had a better grasp of where they needed to be during that fight, right? UBC Thunder used a couple of their ults, but didn't really have some of the big ones because they used them in the earlier team fight. So in this next one, if they can build them up in time, should be easy enough to take back the objective. But we'll have to see if the Freedom Charge can lead them to victory here, specifically PSU Blue. They got to at least hold on and get one pick on the backline of UBC Thunder.
Clobbering time coming in, only landing onto Fries, though. And as we see MSJZ put on their best Captain Polly performance right now, beating down PSU Blue. 35% in counting. There might be an angle for a portal. Kintaro has swapped over to the Doctor Strange, but I don't think they're going to get in time. And yeah, why waste the portal?
Yep.
Let it tick. Try to save as much as you can. UBC Thunder are doing a very good job taking control of that point. Essentially only losing one team fight that whole round.
This was what I was talking about too. Like, they lost the one team fight. They used a couple of their ultimates, but they weren't like the crucial ones to get the next team fight win, and really only needed the Freedom Charge to go in for that next fight. So Really good alt usage out of UBC Thunder. They baited out a lot of options from PSU Blue, and even with the stun from the clobbering time, they just couldn't get the confirms just because the sustain that we saw from Jenny Sun and Internet User 68. So it's a solid backline, I would say, and also being able to use the symbiotic shenanigans just to keep your team up when they get stunned is like a huge boon for them as well. I feel like the big thing here for PSU Blue is just the neutral, right? Like getting those individual picks, seeing if they can focus down that back line, because Internet User only has gone down a single time so far in the Cradle.
Yeah, even when they nerfed the Jeff kind of healing and piercing damage, right? The distance you can do it from.
It's
As long as you play, yeah, as long as you can play it relatively there, it's still pretty good. Like you said, you can still heal your team from a mile away, especially if you're running this more brawl-style composition with Venom and, you know, White Fox and Captain America. As long as you can contribute from a safe distance, that nerf doesn't really matter here. And the Kumio is going to come in from Jenny Sun along with the Feast of the Abyss, and that's going to be all she wrote for PSU Blue on that first fight. I mean, coming in with that ultimate advantage. This time around, Jenny's ultimate does not get stopped, doesn't get frozen, so they're allowed to just win that fight. Well played.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing about like the White Fox ult, right? Is that it doesn't have any CC immunity, but can grant it to your teammates. So it's technically a solid option to kind of tag team with other ultimates, is what people have learned instead of just using it by itself. Unless you see a lot of people that are weak, are one, and then you can go in just to confirm some of those KOs. But this dive that we're seeing from the Venom, just being a nuisance on the backline and targeting them completely with MSJZ. They cannot stop them whatsoever. That was perfect coordination from them and making PSU Blue just completely reset back to their spawn.
5-man tendril as well, right?
Yeah.
Slams on, immediately hits it. I mean, not out of range. He's going to get a ton of ult charge there. He's already back to 50% on that Feast of the Abyss. Mind you, they just used it at the beginning of the round here, and they're just going to set up that same dive. Let's see if PSU Blue falls for it again. Teleporters are activated, I believe, because we are heading towards that 50% mark. They're just going to go walk around here, avoid the dive setup. You have the Namor ult. 4 ultimates in the bank for PSU Blue. They've got to use this wisely and not overcommit so many. They do need to win this team fight.
We're going in with the Kumiho Unleashed form, seeing if they can get anything from it. Elsa Bloodstone tried to have a feast of their own, but no dice. The dinner plate was empty for them, and the White Fox barely able to save themselves. Unfortunately for the Jeff, they could not get them off the edge of the map there. So UBC Thunder will get reset for the most part here, even though they do go toe-to-toe. As I say that, though, winning these fights, I thought Freshly had a chance, and even with the White Fox from Zippy Twins, they just kept themselves away from each other. There was no backup for the players of PSU Blue who are still on the objective.
And Internet User doing a very good job on that movement with Jeff, avoiding the Namor ultimate, avoiding the Emma wall, like just moving and grooving and allowing his team to do so much damage. And Venom, Feast of the Abyss available once again. MSJZ also has Captain America ultimate, so that's essentially another straddle. Let's see if they're willing to commit it here. Medium Fries has the big test available, or Pop Quiz. As I say that, though, unfortunately does go down. Freedom has been activated. Feast of the Abyss on top of Miles is going to take down the Namor. The 5v5, but unfortunately UBC Thunder are falling very quickly. PSU Blue, once again, when it's 99% for the Thunder, they eke out a team fight win, but I feel like it's too little too late. UBC Thunder does have the Kumiho Unleashed, and VTOM will have Ensong Inferno for this ensuing fight.
That was a good take back, because it seemed like dire straits that they could not even use the rest of their resources to get on that objective when UBC Thunder didn't really have too much working for them. I think it was a great idea from Yarrow to actually go on with the Fate of Both Worlds, stall the point, give the damage boost too, so they could actually confirm some of those eliminations. That's the biggest issue that we've seen here for PSU Blue, is actually being able to get those KOs. But now with this dive from the Venom, they need to deal with them quickly, and having the Hulk go World Breaker, this might be enough.
Nice. Jenny Sun does pick up 2 on the back end. That's both strategists down. You still have the Kumiho on top. Namor ultimate drops, does not get anybody. And unfortunately, Dexwo, although he gets a very good KO onto the Jeff, the rest of his team unable to do anything. It's going to get sticky and unfortunately gets charmed out. And the spectacular Spider-Man falls short. UBC Thunder take a 2-0 map win here to put them up 1-0 over PSU Blue.
Might as well have been Black Cat in the game with the way that Peter Parker got charmed there at the end of it. But even then, UBC Thunder know the tech. They know the way of the Venom play. And Pag just doing everything possible on these dives, just to delay PSU Blue on domination. And if I was PSU Blue, I would definitely go to a counter map that's not as good for dive specifically, especially Venom. I mean, Midtown could be decent from what we've seen for a lot of teams going there specifically. Certain parts of the map, of course, are great for Venom, but others are not. I think in terms of bans, prioritizing getting rid of the Venom could be a good option for them too. We saw Freshly playing it a little bit. We also saw Freshly, I think, playing the Emma there for a second too. We saw Miles swap from the Phoenix to the Namor, and the Namor worked decent, but they couldn't land their ultimates at the right spot that they wanted to. And kind of works a little bit better if you have something to team up with it. I'm actually kind of surprised that we didn't see any group play from PSU Blue. It could have been a decent pairing, use the Strangling Prison and then the Horn of Proteus Namor ult just to tag team with that specifically. But there's a couple other options that they could have gone for. And Duxwell going to the Hulk, I think it was a good option. The problem was that they just didn't have any protection for their backline that was getting dove so much, right? Because they were going in themselves as a diver instead of a brawl as kind of a counter instead. So couple of different adjustments we could see for PSU Blue, and they might look better here. But I think this is, at least for domination, a bit of an outclassing.
Yeah, again, the Luna Snow White Fox should have been the opening combo. Like after you see the Venom, after you see everything, if he's that much of a problem, because you can freeze, you can charm again. Like you can really mess up a dive coordination, especially Captain America Wolverine coming in on top as well. You can go Wolverine, which has been a very popular counter, like you mentioned, right? But Wolf players aren't as common anymore. They're a dying breed, I would say, Vaudable, because of how many times their hero has either been in permaban jail. Yeah. It's unfortunate. So if you don't have a Wolverine player, it is a little tough. But a lot of things to consider. Again, PSU Blue also opted in for the shortened support pool, right? Like they banned away the Gambit. They banned away the Invis. Mantis was taken off the board by UBC Thunder. Cloak was also taken off the board. Like they had a plan coming in where they want to run Loki plus a really OP support, whether it was going to be Cloak and Dagger, Invis potentially, maybe Luna, whatever. But that quickly got swerved there. So I don't think they can go back to that. Even if the Invis is open, I'm not really the biggest fan of Loki Invis, especially into double, triple dive that can soft dive you, take your resources, and re-hit you again instantly.
I'm more interested to see what the option is here in terms of map that we go to for PSU Blue, right? Because we've seen them almost pull off a reverse sweep, actually, Shibby. That's when we casted them against NC State, and they were getting swept. They came back all the way to map 5, and then unfortunately lost. That was back in March there as well on their side. But Shin Shibuya is where we're going to. I said you should probably play a map that's not good for dive. I feel like this is pretty good for dive, so we'll see what the strategy is.
Yeah, Shin Shibuya, really, really good. Yeah, we lost Special, right? YWL loves this map. Many dive teams love this map. Spider-Man players, Venom players specifically. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that first point, though, you can hard hold. I've seen it before where you can hard hold it, especially with the right setup. Those two high ground areas, whether it's the building on the right side or the building in the back, you can get a Namor going. You can get a Hela combo going. There are opportunities. The best way I can put it is that first point on Shin Shibuya is very much like that first point on the Wakanda map, where you can have those different high ground areas before it turns into a full convoy. That's kind of the same angle. Yeah, could be good for Loki. I mean, Loki, that's one of the OG Loki maps, right?
Yep.
Because you place the clone all the way back up in the in that little hide area.
And Punisher with the turret and stuff. We used to see those techs all the time. I'm assuming we'll see some sort of portal play from one of the teams. I mean, that's typically what it is. If not, a lot of teams just go for the hard flank all the way around instead of going straight by main specifically.
Yeah, no one goes main. Yeah, no one should go main.
No,
highly advised.
Please don't. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we'll have to see depending on the bans here. So it looks like PSU Blue are going to be on defense this time, and UBC Thunder will be on the attacking end. So of course, getting rid of the Mantis, they don't want the Vibrant Vitality team up, especially after seeing that there's a Loki player on the other side, and just the damage boost in general they don't want to play against. Also makes more sense why PSU Blue are just frame one targeting the Daredevil after seeing how good UBC were on dive. I mean, if they had a Daredevil on top of that, 100-0, both of the sub maps, honestly.
Yeah, Daredevil Venom is like the combo. Interesting what they're going to opt to save here. They have option to first save this time. Loki's going to be taken. If I'm UBC Thunder, I think I don't change anything. I take the Phoenix back, or you take the Venom, which you anticipate is going to get banned out here. I love that. And now PSU Blue are in a bit of draft hole. Like, they kind of have to ban the potential Captain America if they feel like the 1-2 combo is too good. UBC Thunder can take the cloak away that you've mentioned previously, right? No cloaky available.
Ooh.
But instead, they're gonna drop the Namor. I think they've been listening. They're like, Shibby, you're giving them too many good options. No Namor for you. This is like this is a really good Namor map
specifically too.
Yes,
like,
the high ground, the double squid.
Yeah,
double squid into left click, right click, and you're getting deleted. Unfortunately. Yeah,
I like the
Jeff as well.
I like the Jeff.
Yeah, internet user did a really good job avoiding a lot of conflict. Gambit save here means that you're also giving Loki Gambit away, and I don't know if PSU Blue are confident enough. Like, are they the better Loki Gambit team? Now is the time to test it. You're only down 0-1. It's a best of 5, so you know.
There we go.
If you want
They're going for it.
Yeah, I don't hate that. I don't hate that. I genuinely think it's fine. If you think you're the better Loki Gambit team, run a Brawl comp, run Loki Gambit, and just let them swing. Honestly, put the Dukes up, figure out what happens.
I'm really curious if UBC Thunder play like the Loki Gambit as well. A lot of teams, even when it's available, have in the pro leagues been opting against it. Just because like it's not as good as it used to be, I would say, and because of the ult charge nerf, it takes so long to build up. Like Loki, the good thing about it is it gets his ult faster than like any of the other strategists out there. But the problem is like you don't have as many protections as you could in a case of like this dive that we saw. You have the greens, but as soon as the greens are gone, you're like, what am I doing as a Loki? The Vanguard pool, we saw that last time from UBC Thunder, so I'm not too surprised, even though we did see and we did see the flex over to the Duelist pool, which worked well. So they're locking in with the Magneto ban because they're probably going to run triple, I guess, with Cloak and Dagger, Gambit, and Loki.
That sounds horrible. No offense. If they do that, like triple main, I'm sorry, guys, triple main support is not the new triple. You need to run double off support and one main. So, like, you could run Gambit plus, we've seen Gambit plus, like, Ultron and, like, Rocket and stuff like that. You could also run, like, Loki, Gambit, Ultron. You need an off support. Triple main support is not going to work because of the ultimate charge cost nerfs that Vaudeville had mentioned. But they're banning the Magneto because Miles is like, yo, give me Punisher, throw the mag away, and I can actually fry them.
I respect it.
It's also a good Punisher map. There's also a good Punisher map. Are we going to see the cheese? Is Miles of Lag going to be busting out the Season 0 strats?
I remember Miles playing the Punisher before, so I'm not too surprised to see them pulling it out here specifically. I think this is a solid option and a solid lineup in terms of like heroes for PSU Blue, for like team ups and all that, like the Rogue. Like a lot of people saying not as good, but still a really good hero just in general for shutting people down. You see MSJZ, of course, playing that instead of the Captain America. Medium fries, though, on the Spider-Man. This is what I'm interested in.
Is this just Jitward on an alt? He played the dual pull, and then he played the Daredevil's getting banned out? Maybe. I wouldn't be surprised here. Also, Punisher Shotgun is actually like a pretty nasty counter into Venom. You just swap over and you start pumping them full of lead, and it's actually really disgusting because of how big Venom's head hitbox is. They're going to end up taking that top part. I like this. They're starting to stage the dive here. I need to see PSU, though. They need to clump together here. Here comes the shotgun, and we're going to see Venom's life bar instantly get deleted. Brawl comp coming in from UBC Thunder. VTOM just has to focus the right targets. Right now, a whole lot of damage. Greens does come out here, and VTOM has taken a really nice angle to support his team. I would have liked him to take something a little bit more aggressive. Unfortunately, does get taken down by Dexwo. 1-for-1 trade. Jero goes down. That's a strategist for a duelist, so it should be UBC Thunder that's able to take this. But Miles, with the shotgun, has not even swapped over to the assault rifle. Says, you know what? Punisher is a shotgun hero only.
Works pretty well to burst down those low HP heroes like Spider-Man that are trying to dive your backline. But MSJZ is just zoning everyone away from this capture point. So mission area, at least 1/3 completed here. Gambit, Rage Royal Flush into the Final Judgment. Love this combination, but the dodges are a little bit too strong from UBC Thunder.
Oh! When he gets taken out, the spectacular Spider-Man able to come in and rock this Punisher. Let's see if Kintaro is able to get the legendary off. UBC Thunder, though, unfortunately, are going to deny that opportunity. Yeah, I thought that was going to be a fight win coming out from PSU Blue. Like you said, a very tried and true combo. Miles of Lag is swapped over to the Punisher, and they had the Raging Royal Flush available, and unfortunately, they get taken out. Not enough damage. Very well played from UBC to kite that out, though, and they get that first point. But Vaudeville, as we've seen time and time again, this, I think, is by far the hardest point to get in Marvel Rivals. Like
100%.
1,000%.
This is like, because hit scan is so good around this corridor and because you can destroy the building in such a way that they have to come directly through you itself. But we do have the Rage Royal Flush and Galactic Legend combo as well, finally getting these eliminations. Miles also going in and getting one of their own, and even Zippy Twins getting Vitom out on their end. Miles of Lag just going in with the shotgun, not giving anyone a chance to dive in from UBC Thunder. The problem is they didn't stall too much time using all of their ultimates, and UBC Thunder just said, hey, we'll lose this team fight because we got all the time in the world and all the ult advantage we could need.
Yeah, I mean, medium fries. UBC Thunder plays this correctly. There's a world where they just need to bump like 2 here, and medium fries able to take out 3. I don't even know if he had the Gambit ult actually on him. He just dives the back line. Medium fries coming up with a Quadra right now, and Vaudeville, you mentioned this, not wanting to go to a map where dive is prevalent, but this is arguably one of the best Venom and Spider-Man maps, this specific point, because of how high the buildings are and how high they can stage these dives. It's absolutely disgusting. And MSJZ, Heartbreaker available. This is potentially another team fight win.
Yeah, especially because like they might be expecting PSU Blue to have some of their ultimates online pretty soon, so they want to go in and prevent them from using them in the next team fight, stagger them so much that they just have the tempo advantage. That's exactly what they're doing here with the Heartbreaker.
Yeah, they're going to go on to the Gambit here. Someone's got to help you Rogue, though. MSJZ is by himself. Press W key, UBC Thunder. Help your Rogue out. She's not that tanky, unfortunately. They whiff the ult there, and PSU Blue are going to be able to hold UBC Thunder back. 2.5 minutes. Like you mentioned, there was a lot of time on the clock, but Dexwo on the Rogue doing a good job, and Kintaro swapping over to the Psylocke away from the Star-Lord. Dance of the Butterfly is pretty good into UBC Thunder's composition as long as you remove the lamp.
Trying to target the Spider-Man as best they can. I mean, I like the swap there specifically because it's better just to kind of get underneath the noses of UBC Thunder. And even with all this ground that has been made, this is a good holding spot for PSU Blue. The problem is they're having to turn around completely with the Feast of the Abyss coming through. Galactic Legend trying to take them aside. This is a great look for the Ensong Inferno, though, but the problem is they use it directly on the green, so I don't know exactly what their strategy was, but they didn't get a single elim off of it.
And Freshly is swapped over to the Venom now, and I love this comp a lot more, right? Rogue Venom, Mega Brawl. You've got the Psylocke in the bag as well here. Dance of the Butterfly available. Miles might go down, but is completely fine. Medium Fries, Spectacular Spin coming up at about 15%. That's about the best ultimate they have here. Jenny's Son, an internet user working towards that Raging Royal Flush, 80% and counting. But Jero, if they're smart, PSU Blue can pop this and win this next fight, which is exactly what they're going to do here. They're going to dive in with the Dance of the Butterfly on top of the Raging Royal Flush.
Wow.
That might have been an overcommitment, but it guarantees the KOs. And if you're UBC Thunder, you're trying to figure out, man, we lost 3 team fights in a row. What can we do? Because right now, the same stuff has not worked.
I gotta say it. It's time to hang up the mask for Spider-Man, unfortunately. I feel like there's a couple better heroes that they could be using in this state, and the positioning that we're seeing from PSU Blue, they just know when the dives are coming at this point. So it's really tough for UBC Thunder specifically once the building has collapsed for them to find their way. And this just bunker comp that we see from PSU Blue, whenever the dives come through, they're ready for it now.
Gambit will not be folding on the side of UBC Thunder. Here comes the Spectacular Spider-Man, and Vaudeville, he heard you. He said, I can't hang the mask up. Uncle Ben needs me, man. And able to take a couple here. PSU Blue go down, but I think there is a world where they contest, especially because of how much time is being wasted. They do take down Freshly, but 4 seconds on respawn. PSU Blue are going to have another fight, potentially 2 here against UBC Thunder, depending on where they contest. You look at them, they've got virtually nothing. Heartbreaker up in about 15%. Pag has the Feast the Abyss. He's going to have to be able to use it. He's going to have to guarantee some KOs because Dexwell, Heartbreaker online. Miles as well, 15%. And we'll see a legendary. Zippy goes down, though. That's huge. No Gambit ultimate for this next fight.
Yeah, the dive in the backline onto PSU Blue, so they can't even use their ults, and both of their strategists are deleted from the field. So UBC Thunder, they're looking pretty decent in terms of moving this down. The problem is we could still see those eliminations coming out like that. So good trade onto PSU Blue, forcing out the Rage Royal Flush into Galactic Legend, and that should clean things up for the side of PSU Blue if they play their cards right. No pun intended. Greens are used though to try and keep them on the objective, and they barely are holding on.
Heartbreaker popped by MSJZ. Jenny Sun tried to respond with a Rage and Royal Flush of their own. Vitom has swapped over to the Doctor Strange, so we're going to see one more fight here as long as UBC Thunder stay on the point. And exactly what they're doing here. Portal coming in freshly. Feast the Abyss onto the backline. Dexwo takes down Internet User. That's a strategist down. And unfortunately, that portal leads them to their demise as Freshly and the rest of PSU Blue are going to try and stuff out UBC Thunder. It's Pag in a dream, and he finally goes down here. No .2 for UBC Thunder. PSU Blue looking good despite getting that early point capped against them.
I really like that Freshly Venom. I feel like that changed a lot for this team, but also the Quintero Psylocke. It was really good for trying to go 1v1 with medium fries on the Spider-Man because they were solo diving the backline and trying to just get a pick on the strategist, and it wasn't working. But then it turned around because they were working together with the rest of their teammates who could dive with them. The problem was that they just didn't have enough time towards the end of it. They wasted so many of their ultimates. They wasted so much just individually going in and trying to have fun playing, you know, these comfort picks of theirs. So Quintero potentially showing them how the Spider-Man is done here on the attacking end. And I'm really curious on what we'll see from them.
Looking at UBC Thunder's composition now, and I'm seeing a bit of an interesting pick. That's a Lord. That's Brawl. That is Brawl. If that's not Brawl, I don't know what is, especially with the Rogue and the Gambit here. Yeah, I mean, it's looking pretty interesting for UBC Thunder. It's one of those compositions that if I'm Dexo, if I'm Freshly, I don't want to be in the middle of it, especially if I'm getting bounced around. Mr. Fantastic is jumping to me. He's beating me down in his mega form. Like, it's going to be rough. Yeah, like, I don't know. We're going to see. I want to keep the camera on Pagaccio when this dive happens. Miles, though, on the Star-Lord might be the difference maker. I mean, Rage and Royal Flush Push Legendary is almost a guaranteed team fight win every single time.
That's why I'm surprised we haven't seen like that swap up for UBC Thunder, because it's such a good combo that you can't ignore. And they tried to do it with the combination of the Final Judgment and the Galactic Legend also having two different options for them, but just focusing on one is always a better bet in my mind.
Fight's already starting, and like you mentioned, Vaudeville, early on in this map, some teams just like to go all the way around. They don't go through main, and it's like PSU Blue understand that. I do like Miles taking this high ground, but he gets instantly met by two. The Rogue and the Spider-Man are there to answer. Nice pick. Medium Fries and Quintero are going to have a duel of webs, and unfortunately, both of them are going to get out alive with barely enough HP. I mean, Quintero is literally living on a sliver as I say that, though. MSJZ takes him out. My bad. That's a caster curse of the ages.
Yeah, it's a tough spot to be in. I mean, PSC Blue, they're also trying to have fun with the Spider-Man. I get it. But again, this point specifically with medium fries being able to mark you and having the champion Spider-Man, again, they know what they're doing when they're going in for these dives, especially with the rest of the team. They do bait out the greens, but unfortunately they do go down. So that is a great counter that we saw from PSC Blue. So both Spider-Men doing what my ranked teammates do.
Back-to-back Cast the curses, right? I casted
Yeah.
Gintaro, and then you cursed medium fries
I don't know if
as
it's the
well.
curse or it's the Spider-Man curse.
A little bit of both. Spider-Man syndrome here is UBC Thunder are down a couple members here. The Brawl comp not working out. Freshly takes down Tag in the meantime. Was very close to that Brainiac bounce. Is there a portal in the eyes of UBC Thunder? And will it get countered by Kintaro, who is on that Spider-Man, who does have the pull?
Oh, that'd be
Portal
huge.
is coming up. They've got to go now. They've got to go quick. Spider-Man's not even trying to cancel it. It's a potential fight for PSU Blue. Heartbreaker and multiple ultimates coming in on top of that portal. VTOM, Sonic Seduction is taken through. Jenny's son copies the Gambit, and we do see the Raging Royal Flush plus Legendary. I talked about Miles being the difference maker with this combo, and he picks up 3.
Massive elimination spree from Miles and already positioning themselves to create some more space off the objective. That's the biggest difference, I'd say, between PSU Blue and UBC Thunder. They were taking their time to go for their dives around the second checkpoint, or towards the second checkpoint, excuse me. And I think that's been the biggest thing. They staggered themselves. I don't want to say it too badly, but it's pretty much what happened. They'd lose the team fight, have to fully reset. They didn't create the space that they needed to move the cart even further. And PSU Blue trying to make up for the mistakes that they saw out of UBC Thunder and just taking this all the way down Main Street, almost to that first corner.
Spectacular Spider-Man comes in from medium. Unfortunately, nobody goes down. VTOM's able to take on Miles of Lag. I don't know if we need this Gambit ultimate, especially if you take one down already. This seems a bit overkill, but hey, they put the go button in, and unfortunately, with that committal, only one person goes down. No one. Medium Fries actually ends up getting taken down by Kintaro. It's a 5v6 flip, and you don't have a Raging Royal Flush.
That's the first time I've seen a Gambit ultimate not get a single KO off of it. Timing not of the essence, unfortunately, for them. And they were hoping to waste a lot of time, and it did force them back, which is a good thing, to collide in the air with both brides saying that they are the one to go and take Gambit to the altar, but only one of them can get married today. Instead, though, Raging Royal Flush does come out from Zippy Twins. I think it's a little bit delayed, though, as 2 of their members are already down.
Medium Fries goes down as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, 4v2, UBC Thunder have 1, maybe 2 more contests here as they round it around this corner for PSU Blue. Watch Freshly. Feast the Abyss available can be huge. This Venom swap, like you mentioned, Vaudable, has been the difference maker, and he's already staging the dive. They spotted him out, but can they actually do anything about him?
We see MSJZ trying to do something about him, pull them back in and force the issue against them, but eventually they are able to use the Feast the Abyss, at least get some extra HP, trying to take out the Punisher if they can. That'd be huge, especially because they saw that they almost had their ultimate. Massive KOs coming out here from Dexwo. And also the Galactic Legend deleting UBC Thunder. This could be the counter pick that they were hoping for. UBC Thunder, not as studied as you would have hoped on this map.
Yeah, you talked about them not going to a dive map here, but PSU Blue had the answer. The Rogue Gambit, I think, was the difference maker. I think Dexwo was just, you know, I want to say just a better Rogue. Like, completely outmatched MSJZ there, and maybe the stat board will be able to tell the difference, but also Freshly on the Venom, being able to pick it up here. And yeah, Dexwo gets the MVP. I didn't even know that, by the way. I didn't know Dexwo got the MVP, but rightfully so. This Rogue absolutely ran rampant against UBC Thunder. 34-5. Beautiful, beautiful tank play. Yeah, 12 finals. Miles, the only one getting more than that. And a lot of those were off of the Gambit combo, right? A lot of them weren't during the neutral phase. So Dexo just providing so much value. Unfortunate, MSJZ trying their best here on the Rogue, trying to match, but 14-8. Medium Fries 18-12. You said he was a Jitward fan. Well, I mean, the deaths, I think that kind of matches a little bit.
A little bit, unfortunately. And I think that's a big thing there, too, right? It didn't seem as coordinated on the side of UBC Thunder for this map compared to the last one, where we saw, you know, the Captain America going in with the Venom every time almost, and then confirming those KOs, where the Spider-Man just didn't seem to be the best option for this team here. So I don't know. We saw some good looks from both Spider-Men, you know, doing their job, distracting the back line, use of spectacular spins just to get some KOs when they needed to. But I think it was definitely one, you know, by the Gambit play being better from PSU Blue. They're happy to play the Gambit Loki Ditto because they seem to be the stronger squad for that, and forcing that kind of uncomfortability to your opponents I honestly would have loved to see kind of more of a comfort like comp from this UBC Thunder, and I think that's the biggest issue that like a lot of teams fall into is like, oh, this busted comp's available, let's play it. But it's not necessarily like your best comp that you could play because we saw other things that worked out so well for them before. So you don't always have to mirror. Yes, Gambit Loki's busted, but at the top levels of competition, there's still teams that are opting to not play it for something that they're better at. So that could be something that we see from them. Also, see a Gambit ban instead of anything else in the middle is probably a good option, right? You don't want to give them Gambit Loki as saves like we saw this time. I don't think the Nimor save or ban was the best option for them to stop what happened here. But we do have to take a quick break as we are partway through our one series for today. PSU Blue tying things up against UBC Thunder. We'll see if it goes to Game 5 as it normally does, and we'll find out after this.
Forge Trials is presented by the Army National Guard.
You'll still have common days. Get caught in traffic during your commute. Overthink a text message. Get a song stuck in your head. This is not one of those days. A few weeks a year and you'll discover the most uncommon time of your life.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Forge Trials. I'm Vaudable. We got Shibby, and we have some uncommon traits for these teams here, PSU Blue and UBC Thunder. I mean, we talked about this during the first two maps, and I feel like they're pretty obvious here as well, Shibby, specifically on what to expect for these two teams as well. UBC Thunder specifically, I mean, we saw some greatness from them on that first map, Shibby, specifically with the symbiotic shenanigans, the Jeff shenanigans with the team-ups that you could see there as well. I feel like that is a strong suit for them, and maybe securing the Jeff over the Venom could be a good bet for them.
Ooh, potentially, but I think you just open yourself up to the Venom ban anyways. Freshly
was doing good on the Venom, though.
Yeah, Freshly was doing good on the Venom. Yeah, Jeff team-up shenanigans could be the move. The one Spider-Man army is pretty interesting as well. I think Medium Fries did a good job, but ultimately, again, maybe just swap over the dual pool, see what happens. Like you said, if you're gonna really hyper index into the Jeff, I mean, just go for that full comp. It worked really well on Domination. I don't know if it's gonna work on Convoy, right? Because now we're going to Convoy. We had the Convergence map, we had the Domination map, but then you get the chance to reset, right? Which is really interesting. So. We're guaranteed minimum 4 maps between these two teams. Yeah, UBC Thunder, again, they might just be the better team on Dom, right? They might just be the more volatile team, as we do have the uncommon traits for PSU Blue here, Vaudable. And, I like what's here. Gambit Masterclass. Yeah, I like that they took the idea of like, hey, we might just be the better Gambit Loki team. Why not chance it? Especially if we're down 0-1. And if we win the round, now they have to deal with that because they are by far the better Gambit Rogue team for sure.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Gambit Loki as well, right? Like, we saw them play Loki in the first map. It worked decently, but I think just because of the nature of the composition that we saw from their opponents, they really couldn't stay alive as long as they were wanting to and didn't have as much in terms of, like, the typical team-up of strategists that you usually see. Frame 1 Gambit saved. They knew the ban was going to be coming at some point. If we don't see a Loki ban on the second, then I'm going to be very surprised. I feel like that Magneto save is also for the Vanguard line is kind of a comfort pick for them, right? Not having that Magneto made it so that they didn't have as many ways to protect their own back line, and it felt like that was a thing that was lacking for them a bit. But those uncommon traits that we just saw were brought to you by the Army National Guard. The uncommon is calling at nationalguard.com. And nothing's uncommon about these bans here, Shibby. This is pretty standard after what we've seen the first two maps.
Jeff banned away, Daredevil as well. And it looks like the Magneto save. Very, very interesting coming out from UBC Thunder.
Oh,
I don't think they lost to the... Yeah, I mean, like, is
Mag
that what they're thinking?
The
hey,
Star-Lord a little
yeah,
bit more.
that's what I'm saying. Is it like, okay, Mag is a Star-Lord counter, but like, it's heavily in the favor of Star-Lord because, yeah, you're going to absorb some of the ultimate, but not all of it. And if you're the Magneto, if you're going to go for the airborne meatball throw, you've got to make sure that Star-Lord isn't looking at you. He's got a dodge. He's got if there's a rocket, he can go and teleport away. Like, there's a lot of different
Kumiho is
things.
there too, right? He has like the health steal basically that he has. So there's a lot that can go in their favor there. But considerably different saves here for UBC Thunder. This is the first time we've seen the Invis be on the table as well, if I'm not mistaken. So I think that's a big thing for these teams to see a bit of a difference here. Well, actually, no, it was available last time. They just didn't play it much on their end. They focus more on that, the Gambit Loki. So maybe just because the Gambit's available, they want to play Invis for Jenny's son. Feel a little bit more confident on that too. MSJZ, I like the option here for the Captain America. It felt like they were a little bit more comfortable on that hero specifically, even though we saw some good looks from them on the Rogue as well. And Vitom pulling out the Star-Lord saying, hey, This was a big difference maker. We should probably play this as well. And I believe this is Yggdrasil Path that we're on as well. So I like this map as a counter. I like this one.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what UBC Thunder can do here. This first 2 points, like pretty much every point, there's a bend or a corner that allows you to kind of play the more bunker style compositions. I do like MSJZ on the Captain America running interference. VTOM is going to match the Gambit and Star-Lord combination that comes out from PSU Blue. This is something that you mentioned, right? Like, how come UBC Thunder isn't looking to match it? It's such a good combo, and yeah, I like this. I don't mind the dancing Psylocke with the new skin. Other than that, though, I don't know if I love Pag on this Magneto. I don't know if it's the greatest thing in the world, especially if you're not going to run Rogue with it, right? You want to run Mag, Rogue, Gambit as a combo. It's one of the best combos we saw at the highest level. As I say that, though, MSJZ just beats Kintaro down in a quick 1-2 blitz from UBC Thunder. They come as fast as lightning onto PSU Blue.
This is what I'm talking about, Shivy, in terms of comfort picks for these teams. Like, we're at Div 2, we're not at Div 1, we're not even, you know, close to the pro scene necessarily, even though there are some pros in the Div 1 that we saw in, like, Fisher and Northwood and some of those other teams out there. But this is the big thing, is, like, the stagger there onto Zippy Twins, massive for a Spider-Man to be able to do that. And he wanted to do that so much more in that last map for medium fries, but was just getting targeted so much. And MSJZ is just able to pull attention away so much better, I'd say, on this Captain America, and keep themselves up a little bit longer and going in with the Rogue. And yes, the team ups are so great that you do see with these, you know, explosive entanglements specifically for the art as one is what they call it specifically for the Rogue.
Yeah.
Her like team up version of it. I don't know. I feel like they could come up with a better name for that, but. The big thing here is, like, PSU Blue, for them specifically, I think the struggle was just, like, when UBC Thunder were so confident on dive, they didn't have a counter. Right now, I think this Gambit comp, they have so many ways to, like, get away with the Gambit, you know, because he's got so much mobility. Miles can also, like, flank around and be a little bit of a nuisance, too. Kintaro back on this Psylocke, like we talked about, kind of that anti-dive, I guess, in their favor is how they're playing it. So I like it.
Yeah, and they're going to dive in with the Captain America Spider-Man. We saw Medium trying to get the pull, right? The web tracer
like
into
that.
pull onto one of the... exactly like that, and unfortunately does get blasted down here. Miles going to take out MSJZ. Doing a good job playing this, I don't know, like defensive peel-orientated Star-Lord, but keeping PSU Blue's backline alive. Jero on the invis. You mentioned how it's a relatively good dive counter. But here comes the Gambit. Never folds. Rage and Royal Flush from Medium Fries with that spectacular spin. Is going to result in 2 KOs. Jenny's going to take down Dexo. Jero is going to go down as well. This should be UBC Thunder's point here with 3 on the card.
Yeah, I feel like the problem when Spider-Man's trying to hold that point, the choke point itself, is that they don't have enough heals on them. We didn't see like a single invis shield from Jenny, unfortunately. I think they were also getting targeted so much at the same time, so it wasn't as coordinated as it could have been to get that first checkpoint faster, but it was still a decent speed and a lot better than we saw them on Spider Island.
DRM comes in, countering the Gambit, never folds into the Legendary, but unfortunately VTOM, in hopes of looking for a specific angle, maybe countering the Legendary himself, gets spotted out by Miles and immediately gets blaster rifled down. So even though it was a good counter from Hag there, one of his teammates, the duelist VTOM, gets caught out, which stops the counter punch or counter push that they would have. As I say that though, MSJZ unites America, unites UBC Thunder under his banner, and I don't know if it's enough. And Freshly, what a whiff! I think I saw that meteor fly by my window, but it doesn't matter. PSU Blue are able to take down multiple members of UBC Thunder.
Yeah, great defensive stop here. You know, a decent amount of ults were used by PSU Blue, but they know that, you know, they have to against UBC Thunder, especially because it's taken them so much more time to build up their Gambit ults than we have seen from PSU Blue. We talked about it, in those uncommon traits. The Gambit Masterclass that we've seen from Zippy Twins on this PSU Blue side. Galactic Legend, just by itself, it's not even using the Royal Flush, which is coming online pretty soon. And I feel like UBC Thunder may be a little bit too preoccupied with just using their ultimates when they get them and trying to see if they can create plays and aren't necessarily tag teaming the ults like they were on Domination.
Every single clip of VTOM's ultimate was going into Kintaro, and did a really good job hiding under the terrain and forcing him to like not focus the team. Yeah, he goes down, but that gives PSU Blue enough time to hit that counterpunch, and what was supposed to be, like you said, a team fight winning ultimate just turns into a singular pick, and it doesn't really matter. Now we use the Raging Royal Flush. They really like comboing it with medium fries, and I don't like it for that exact reason. The Siphon coming out from Dexwo immediately shuts down the Spider-Man. I mean, you've got the Raging Royal Flush and Legendary combo online, and Kintaro says, you know what? I'm going to end the fight here. Dance of the Butterfly picks up 4. UBC Thunder, like you said, they're just button happy.
This is how you use your ultimate to wipe a team. Kintaro showing them how it is done, but I feel like in terms of swaps, like, I don't know if Medium Fries plays Psylocke at all, but it'd be a good shout. Like, even that teamed up with the Raging Royal Flush, just because you get the extra speed on it and can move faster and people can't escape you as easily, could be a decent option. Like, yes, you could still dive in with the Psylocke, but I think the problem is that they were just trying to focus on too many players and be that, one-man army, as I was talking about, wasn't able to do as much as miles of lag. Seeing if they can get at least a pick on the Spider-Man, not exactly as successful as they would like, so potential for UBC Thunder to come back if they can get a pick.
And Thunder had to burn 2 ultimates there. Invisible Boundary plus the Meteor M. Tag does end up taking Kintaro down. Medium Fries ends up taking Miles down, so here's the push that we needed. The team fight, the dives coming in, the synchronized dives from MSJZ and Medium Fries might be it, but there's one more team fight for PSU Blue. Jero channeling that portal potentially. Let's see if Medium Fries can stop it. There's a lot of barriers.
Oh,
He's
man,
just gonna
they
get
saw
taken
them
down.
coming away. They just targeted him completely. Meteor M out the gate, too, just in case we do see anything else from the side of PSU Blue. They still got the capture because PSU Blue, unfortunately, they got distracted there. Oh, man.
Portal, unfortunately, not coming in time, and now we're just seeing a pretty pointless fight from PSU Blue here.
Oh,
sure, it's going to
man.
burn a little bit of time. Zippy does go down to MSJZ. Kintaro wins the Spider-Man 1v1. Internet user takes on Dexwell, though. So it should be a fight win for UBC Thunder, especially because MSJZ literally is Captain America.
Carrying the team on his back to the finish line as best he can and saying, we're not done here, soldier. We're moving one step further to that final mission objective, the 3rd checkpoint here right before the gates of oblivion of the respawn room for UBC Thunder as another Raging Royal Flush Galactic Legend combo comes through for UBC Thunder.
Tom looking for more. Miles does go down, and I just have not been loving these Star-Lord ultimates, right? Maybe it's a good job from PSU Blue playing around it, but I feel like VTOM's just not in an aggressive enough position, or is just really hyper-focusing on one person. Medium Fries unable to pick anybody up, but does get a lot of damage down, which is important. Jero unavailable, taken back to the spawn room for PSU Blue. Hag takes down Zippy. No strategist on the side of PSU Blue. Kintaro, though, is able to pick up 1 along with Dexwo. Strat for strat trade. Another tank for tank trade as well. Overtime ticking for UBC Thunder, and it's only a lone Magneto on the card. As I say that, though, they are going to trickle in. Is there a portal in the eyes? MSJZ is channeling. They need someone to touch. They need someone to stop the bar from going down, Vaudable. And unfortunately, the portal doesn't come in.
Oh, that's such a heartbreak for UBC Thunder. They were able to get a couple of windfalls on the way to that 3rd checkpoint, especially, the botch portal on the side of PSU Blue and the distraction that we saw from the Spider-Man. Yes, they went down, but half the team was pulled away and couldn't jump through the portal to support the rest of their squad as they were trying to get it to go through. So they did get a lot farther than initially we could have seen based on the defensive efforts of PSU Blue. But I gotta say, like, UBC Thunder, they kind of lucked out a bit there.
Yeah, I think if that portal comes in, UBC Thunder, I mean, especially with the ult advantage that they had, or the almost ult advantage that they had, Miles did have that Star-Lord ultimate. They might have been able to do it. I mean, we talk about MSJZ. He only has 3 finals, but the amount of interference, I think, or the space that he's creating, like, this is the stuff that you don't see on Captain America. This is stuff that you don't really recognize unless you're watching him the whole game. Like, he is taking so much attention away from PSU Blue. While, sure, Medium Fries is getting the finals, I think VTOM really needs to capitalize on it. We've been hitting kind of hard on him, unfortunately, and I think it's fair because they're essentially running near mirrored comms, right? Both are running Spider-Man, both are running the Star-Lord, and unfortunately, the duelist battle is going over to PSU Blue.
And I think that Psylocke, that flexibility from Quintero is the difference maker here, right? Oh, the pull was almost enough to take Freshly off. That would have been amazing, just as an ego boost to make sure they were off the map. But unfortunately, it didn't work out for them. I do like Freshly playing this Doctor Strange just to create some room for them to move down main and fuse the team up with Yarrow as well. But Medium Fries, I'm really curious on if they're going to get any sort of full play. And Quintero actually takes it out in the back line with the uppercut. Oof.
PSU Blue.
A lot of space.
Looking to push on here. Yeah, so much space. See if Freshly can actually do something up with it, though, right? Doctor Strange can hold the portal up, not the portal, the shield up here, and block a lot of that healing. Can cut off Tank's healing. We're going to see if they let him walk in. Right now, though, 3 minutes and counting. This is a potential early cap for PSU Blue. UBC Thunder does have a fight available, and there's that Doctor Strange team up that you mentioned, Vaudible. So strong in allowing, and here comes the heal block, right? Yes! What a genius play coming out from Freshly.
Wow.
That's hero knowledge, but I don't think it matters. MSJZ and Medium Fries are on your back line. Hey, really well played from UBC Thunder, but highlight to Freshly there, doing a good job, doing literally everything possible in the Strange kit to give his team an advantage.
That's a solo Vanguard Strange if I've ever seen one. Taking out the back line, wondering where the rest of your team is, trying to say walk, 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 and no one's there. They're all just back in the respawn room because the Spider-Man and Captain America are diving your back line. It's one of the Avengers movies. It's a civil war happening here.
Yeah, pretty much. And Pag does take down Dexwell. Quintero trades internet user. Medium Fries takes Jero, though. So it's a 4v5 in favor of UBC Thunder at the moment. Medium Fries wins the duel, the 1v1 as well. Reminder, this is UBC Thunder's counter pick, so it makes sense that they're doing so well on Yggdrasil path here. Minute and 45 pretty much counting for PSU Blue. Let's see if they can do something about it. Freshly gets denied. There was no Eye of Agamotto available, but it is funny as Gambit is never going to fold. A lot of ultimates come in. Heartbreaker plus the Eye of Agamotto is going to rip through the invisible boundary of UBC Thunder. This might be a 0.1 cap for PSU Blue.
Great look for PSU Blue, and I think this is the biggest difference between these two. Oh, are they
portal?
going for a portal play too? Yeah, the counter portal. Oh my gosh, I love this.
Off the map? Off the map, off the map, off the map.
No, unfortunately, they still were able to jump through the back of it, so they saw what it was coming at that point in time and also knew it was a bit too late. So try to go through it. Perfect delay of it as well. Went through the back for a second and just realized we don't have enough time. If they jumped through immediately, they could have gotten it, but that's the problem with the counter portal is it stopped them just enough to force them to get that checkpoint.
Yeah, you can't just instantly jump in when you see the portal because who knows where you're going. Nice pull coming out here. Gambit never folds. Here comes their own legendary combo. Bit of an overcommitment, though. That's a lot of ultimates used. And sure, you win the team fight, but 2 duelist ultimates and a Gambit ult on top? I don't know, Vaudible. That seems like a lot.
That is a lot. You can sense the desperation here from, I would say, UBC Thunder on that play. They realized, hey, we gave them so much space. We need to do some sort of playmaking here. And I think Medium Fries was hoping to at least get a pick, but forced out the invisible boundary there. Has to get away from Quintero on the Spider-Man mirror. And unfortunately for them, they've lost it twice in a row.
Yeah, Medium Fries. That mirror is all about who hits the first tracer, because once you hit that first tracer, you're going to get absolutely diced here. Spectacular Spin is available, but smart from Quintero to not use it just yet until some of that shield runs out from the Captain America. Unfortunately, Still goes
Force
down.
physics.
Medium Fries gets the revenge. Says, hey, you remember me, buddy? I actually get back onto the map relatively quickly, and Jenny-san and the rest of UBC Thunder are going to stall out another team fight here. Zippy and Miles, though, have the Rage and Royal Flush. It is available. On top of that, Jenny is going to pop the invisible boundary, catches internet user, catches a couple, and there we go. That combo has been absolutely devastating. I would say also a bit of an overcommitment from PSU Blue. That's 4 ults for a team fight win, and you're not even going to cap the point.
Yeah, the Eye of Agamotto, I think, was necessary, though, because I don't think they would have gotten all those eliminations without it, right? Because they had to freeze out UBC Thunder. They are very slimy when it comes to getting away with the Spider-Man, with MSJZ on the Captain America, beat Dom on the Star-Lord. So they were hoping, hey, we could stagger them enough to maybe get the room to get to that next checkpoint. And someone's got to touch. Yeah, guys, the cart. We have a Royal Flush coming up at some point, but might as well use the Galactic Legend here.
Galactic Legend takes down Kintaro, but already 2 members. Jenny's on an internet user goes down here. So no Rage and Royal Flush. I mean,
what?
Huh?
Why did we go the high ground on that fight is the only thing I'm thinking of here. Like, we went the long way. We went with the high ground. We were hoping, you know, we had plenty of time, but they had 3 people on the cart the whole time for the maximum distance it could move. And UBC Thunder, more questionable decisions that we've seen from them in terms of, like, ult usage, but more positioning on that one.
I mean, they don't even really use the high ground super effectively here. Now they have a raw Rage and Royal Flush, and this might be exactly like the other one. This is the Medium Fries goes down. Wait, they're losing the fight into Rage and Royal Flush?
That's what I'm talking about, the Gambit Masterclass that we saw from PSU Blue. UBC Thunder, they've just been struggling to mirror it. And in my opinion, regardless of how this end of the map goes, they need to ban the Gambit instead of the Mantis from the start. But Spider-Man goes in, Medium Fries tries to save the day, gets a double for their team, potentially a triple, but they've always been missing that one final hit that they need on Quintero. He's been watching him like a hawk every time, and MSJZ forcing them back at the final hour, but they only have 1 minute and 25 seconds to hold on with a Freedom Charge in the Meteor round that needs to go big, and they need to deal with Zippy Twins as soon as they pop their ult.
I mean, Galactic Flush available. I have Agamotto on top. Yeah, they've won 2 out of 2 team fights when they've used all 3 in a row here, and I suspect it's not going to be any different. 5 ultimates are coming in. Here comes Freedom, but Freshly picks up 3 with the Maelstrom of Madness. Eye of Agamotto combo. Beautiful from PSU Blue, and a potential counter portal. Oh, he's going to block off the spawns?
Got stopped by the tree for a second, so I don't know if they'll fully get everyone, but they do block the spawns for now, and that will be enough. They can't portal in time, so PSU Blue are able to get 2 maps in a row. UBC Thunder were so close to winning their Division 2 playoffs, but now they are finding themselves at elimination station here in these semis for the Nationals of Division 2, and PSU Blue, what a change-up of a team that we've seen, you know, grow through trials and tribulations, only made it to the semifinals of their own playoffs, I believe in the Eastern Division specifically, and this is a great look for them, one step away from moving further and even closer to those grand finals.
I mean, this game wasn't decided by mechanics. It wasn't decided by one specific player popping off, although Kintaro we saw had 21 finals.
My gosh.
That was just really questionable ult usage from UBC Thunder. I mean, raw Rage and Royal Flush is losing fights with the Rage and Royal Flush, is not waiting for the right combo, taking high ground when you as a team don't even use high ground, right? You've got Double Dive, you've got Magneto, you've got Star-Lord. Like, maybe you could argue you can stage the dive with the high ground, but even then, like, had 3 on cart, they were pushing. Now you're desperate. You lose your Gambit there, who's 3% away from the Rage and Royal Flush, which you wanted to use before point 2 was captured, and you couldn't. I mean, it was a colossal error, like just a consistent colossal error, right? Like, it was one after the other, after the other, after the other, and it was like a train wreck that you just couldn't turn your eyes away from. UBC Thunder really need to tighten up here. I mean, these are high-level players, right? Celestials, I saw, I think, an Eternity player on the team. Like, this is stuff that we should be knowing. And if you play as a group, if you play as a collegiate team as 6, these are uncharacteristic mistakes. I know I'm holding them to a higher standard. I'm being a little bit harsh here, but that's because this is organized play. You just cannot make those mistakes and expect to win.
It's a tough spot to find themselves in, and I feel like the crutch of it is the ban draft because they were banning Mantis first. And yes, Mantis is a great priority in terms of ban, but Gambit is still king in terms of teams who really know how to play them. And this team, PSU Blue, really knows how to play Gambit. You can ban a lot of stuff that makes Mantis good. You can ban the Loki so that you don't have to team up. You can ban the Groot if they're really good at Groot as well. I think they're so scared of like what this team of PSU Blue can do with this Mantis and not having their own Mantis player potentially, because we haven't really seen like the strongest triple strategist from them.
True.
That they don't want to play into that. But if you're not as good at Gambit, like you even more so shouldn't play into that, right? So this is just a wake up call, I'd say, for UBC Thunder to be like, hey, we got to ban Gambit first, and if they don't, it's even more questionable decisions happening there. But I think that like the Duelist Deadpool could have been a solid option, honestly, as well. I feel like we saw some decent looks from, Meat and Fries with the Spider-Man, but Quintero was just countering every time that they went in, and they would get like a pick or two and then go down, and it wasn't like the picks that they needed. So domination, thankfully for UBC Thunder, it seemed like that was their game mode.
Yeah.
But that was also before PSU Blue now has a whole read of your strategy. So like if we do have the Jeff getting banned again, we have the Gambit getting protected, then it's like, it feels like this UBC Thunder team doesn't have an identity after that.
No, I don't know. It's tough. I mean, this will be the first domination map as well that potentially Gambit goes through unless UBC Thunder, like you said, kind of bite the bullet and they go, you know what? Let's give them Mantis. I mean, if we lose on Mantis, we lose on Mantis, right? When they were tied 1-1, I would have been like, let's test the Mantis versus Mantis. Now that you're down 2-1, you're like you said,
Mantis, like in any of these maps. I mean, well, that's because of the ban specifically. But
yeah,
I mean, like,
that's what I'm saying. You got to chance it, right? At 1-1, yeah, it's better to go, hey, we're tied 1-1. We saw what they can do on Gambit. Maybe we're not the better Gambit team. Let's see if we're the better Mantis team. Now that you're down 2-1 and you've lost 2 times to Gambit, now you're chancing the Mantis. And if you're not the better Mantis team as well, now you just lose. Now you're out of the tournament. You lose playoffs, right? There is a strategy to this, and I think it's very, very underrated. Pick ban is only evolving in Marvel Rivals, whether it's MRC bans or MRI bans. And I think a lot of teams still don't have the grasp of it, especially, right? Maybe, there's a potential for some other things as we are getting the Celestial Husk map pick here. That was the one picked by UBC Thunder. It is their counter pick. After that, though, even if they win, PSU Blue has counter pick, and they can go Convoy or Convergence, whichever that they want. And at that point, with the way UBC Thunder has been playing, I think it might be PSU Blues.
It definitely could be. It's also interesting, though, what it's looking like right now, because there's another series going on in the mid point here as well. NC State Red. They were the team who almost got swept by PSU Blue earlier on in this semester, and we casted that one back in March, I believe it was.
Yeah.
NC State could potentially be facing off against PSU Blue if they come out with a victory here for a spot in those lower bracket finals, top 3 for Nationals Division 2. There's the Gambit ban, though, as we were talking about for UBC Thunder. Right. Of course, it's going to be a frame 1 save of the Mantis.
You say Phoenix here?
You could say the Phoenix. Yeah, there's a couple options you could go
Mantis,
for.
Phoenix?
Maybe the Jeff, honestly, because like the Jeff was working so well for them. But the Phoenix, yeah, I think they like the Phoenix. I would say ban the Loki because you don't want that team up exactly. We saw, how good they were on Loki. The Vibrant Vitality would be even more busted in PSU Blue's hands. And the Jeff, of course, is going to get banned because you're not prioritizing your backline. I feel like that might be a struggle here for UBC Thunder because they haven't been doing that.
Now the saves come in here. If I'm PSU Blue, I'm probably saving Rogue still. I even think Rogue without the Gambit team up, specifically the way Dexel was playing, was disgusting. And, sure, you run into Mantis, but if they're going to save this Strange, I kind of like this. I mean, hey, he was popping off, right? 3-man Eye of Agamotto into Maelstrom of Madness.
They know they're not going to ban the Invis either because they looked so good on it, too, for UBC Thunder specifically. Locking in the Venom just to make sure that they can play that dive that they felt really comfortable on. I'm assuming they're going to ban the Invis, yeah, so that they don't have to team up, because that was such a menace against them. And Cloak and Dagger ban maybe from PSU Blue on on their side. It could be a couple, like a different target of a different strategist as well. I feel like that's been a focus of theirs. They could go, yeah, the Cloak and Dagger. I was trying to think of what else they could come up with, but Cloak and Dagger bans and MRC ban, like strategist bans and MRC bans are the stocks are so high because it just shuts down an entire team if they aren't as flexible on the back line. So I think overall it's pretty even between these teams for these bans.
Yeah, I think MRC also just trimmed down to what, top 64 we're at, or is it top 32? We just had some matches.
Yeah, 64, I think.
Yeah, we just had our, player teams that made top
RIP
120.
Imperator's team, Flankerly Blessed,
Yeah.
didn't make it out of top
Blessed.
128. Crazy.
Yeah, unfortunate. There's some drama behind that, or not drama, but some shenanigans.
I think the
that.
team has a lot going on, is what it is.
Yeah,
But,
they're content and they want to compete. It's one of two things. It's tough here, but enough about Flankerly Blessed. I don't think there's any Flankerly Best individuals in this match just yet, but maybe Medium Fries or even Intro is going to change that. Dexwo, though, swapping over to the Hulk. I really like this, and I mean, look at PSU Blue's backline. This is something we would see. This is like something we'd see in Ignite, right?
Oh,
Mantis,
100%.
White Fox, and a support Deadpool. Like,
I love
I'm
this.
kind of liking this. Yeah, I love it. I'm really liking this. UBC Thunder, though, matching something of their own
that
here.
brawl
The
comp.
Luna Snow, White Fox composition here. Snow White backline for UBC Thunder. Let's see if it's enough, though. No Mantis, by the way, for VTOM.
That's what I was saying.
Like, what?
Yeah,
Why?
I don't think UBC Thunder have a Mantis player is the problem, or a third strategist that they are like comfortable running, because like they should have been running some Ultron. I feel like in some of the earlier maps, especially on that second one that we saw as well. But this is insane from Quintero, just a triple already coming out. They have been unleashed with the damage boost, and maybe this is why it was banned first every time.
I mean, what do you do if you're VTOM? Like you're just gonna get run down. I'm sorry. Doctor Strange is gonna be pressing W key on you. Hulk's jumping at you. Kintaro's gonna be flanking on the left, invisible. Zippy's gonna be TPing in with the team. Like you said, it's a brawl composition. If Phoenix doesn't have the space to play the video game Vaudable, PSU Blue is just gonna run you over.
Well, especially here on Celestial Hands, like this is a tough sub-map specifically, I would say, to play this UBC Thunder comp. Like VTOM can't really find the high ground until they get onto the objective and do some good work with it, but we do have the ultimates coming in here from the strategist at Deadpool. They are going to put their own quiz into the business and hope that they can come out lucky for PSU Blue to, again, get this early percentage. And I feel like UBC Thunder, they've just lost their identity as a team. VTOM actually swapping over to the Mantis to try and damage boost the rest of their team, and I think that's a solid strategy.
Now you're running, what, solo duelist pool? Oh, Kintro gets slept, though, right before he pops the Psylocke ultimate. Dance of the Butterfly is actually snooze of the Butterfly here, as PSU Blue is going to have to work their way in reverse. 70% and counting here. UBC Thunder does have the Kumiho available, and they're going to pop it. Big Eye of Agamotto lands onto multiple members of UBC Thunder, and freshly on the Doctor Strange shuts everything down.
You can see why they saved the Strange. They didn't need the team up. I mentioned it before. This is someone who's just used to playing their 9-to-5 Doctor Strange solo Vanguard in ranks, and great stagger on MSJZ there as well. Portal does come through, though. It's going to take some time for the Captain America to even get back into the fight. I do like these charms from Zippy Twins. Zippy Twins, MVP in terms of strategist, I would say, this entire map. Dexwo, though,
100%.
going in. So Resurgence also backing them up, but the Mantis going down so quickly. So does Dexwo. Because the Cosmic Yarn Amplifier damage boost with the Mantis from VTOM. UBC's Thunder finally find their rhythm and didn't really have to use too many resources. We also saw Pag using the Piece of the Abyss, I believe that was the one that helped them get those picks initially.
Was that a triple KO feed with the Strange melee? Did he whip 3 members and just destroy all?
Because they had like the heal reduction and they had the damage boost from Mantis and the Cosmic Yarn Amplifier. Yeah, he just He just nailed
Woo!
it.
Oh, Aya Bagamoto does get denied, and yeah, like you said, the triple KO feed with that melee looks nice, but unfortunately, Kintaro does have that Dance of the Butterfly available, and I think they're gonna look to pop it if they desperately need it. Internet user does res Jenny Sun, so it's still a 6v6. V-Tom does pop, like you said, the Soul Resurgence. I have Ashanti coming in from Freshly on top of this Dance of the Butterfly stacked on top. That's 2 members down from UBC Thunder. Point surely flips here as Dexwo, mean green punching machine going through UBC Thunder. But MSJZ, though, does have the Captain Stall America ultimate available. Let's see how long he can stall the point here for the rest of his team to come back.
The problem was that the Venom was just getting ganged up on by the entire team, so they couldn't even get any of the heals from the pseudo strategist ultimate of the Freedom Charge, but they are able to still stay on the objective so long and build up some percentage for the rest of the team. Kumio unleashed though from Zippy Twins. On the other side for Jenny Sun, V-Town getting stunned out a little bit, but Dexwo, another ultimate. How many ultimates has this man gotten in this one sub-map? This is insane. I think there's been like 3 so far.
Yup, he's been just getting so much damage down. I mean, punches are AoE if he's hitting into a group.
And his bubble also charges his ult, I think, too.
Yep. Bubble charges. But actually, UBC Thunder, despite PSU Blue multiple times coming in with multiple ultimates, I think they're going to cap the point.
Wow.
Woo! Well played from UBC Thunder. MSJZ with the Captain America ultimate stalls long enough. Feast the Abyss plus Tendrils come in, gets everybody low. And UBC Thunder is able to take that. Very well played from them. They take the sub map when honestly, they had no right to.
It was the stall that we saw from MSJZ and Pag. Like, Pag somehow, even after getting ganged up on the entire time, was able to get at least enough for their symbiotic resilience to pop and then just stay on the objective. And then MSJZ just gave them the ult charge acceleration that they needed so they could get the Feast of the Abyss in time, because that's just such a deadly combo. And now we see the Pain Brothers come through. This is the brawl that we were talking about before. Triple strategist
Gamma Gauntlets.
and the Gamma Gauntlets with Kintaro also being on, like, not necessarily the flank. We haven't seen Kintaro flanking too much. It's been more just in the neutral, just bursting them down so that they can build up their ultimate and getting the final hits.
I mean, UBC Thunder is, what, 4 melees? Right?
Yeah.
Like, it's it's gonna be tough. Like, unfortunately, you're gonna have to eat these haymakers, whether you want to or not. Freshly putting the thing in the bag, saying, I want to do whatever it takes for the win here. Let's see if UBC Thunder has the sauce, though. Does get exiled! My God, Dexwo, who are you? Jenny Sun does get rev. V-Tom takes down Kintaro. No duelist available for PSU Blue, though. It's Gamma Gauntlets and a Dream, as we do see Jero pop the Strat Pool ultimate. It's going to be a lot of healing and a lot of overshield for this brawl composition. Unfortunately, UBC Thunder does pop the Soul Resurgence. Freshly hits a massive 2-man thing ultimate, and Pog is able to take down 2 with the Tendrils. PSU Blue, they are looking for the fight win, but they can't find it. UBC Thunder ends up taking multiple members.
Oh, this is crazy with the stagger towards the rest of their team, too. And even the Spider-Man, I think it was, that was diving the back line there wasn't really enough. Medium Fries does get Dexwo, though, so a decent...
Nice stagger.
Yeah, a decent stagger there on them specifically. And PSU Blue, it felt like they were so close to greatness on the first submap, but now UBC Thunder are back to their element. The dive or bust that we're used to seeing from them. I think the damage boost from V-Tom actually is the difference maker here, because they're finally able to get these confirms on the final hits that they were lacking in the previous fights because they didn't have access to that Mantis.
Mind you, PSU Blue was the team that saved the Mantis. Like, they're supposed to be the Mantis team, and now UBC Thunder maybe realizing, and they swapped off it, maybe realizing, hey, we're actually the better Mantis team. Why not? Let's figure it out here. Zippy Twins does have the Kumiho available. Let's see if they can do something with this. Dexwo and Niles are going to take out Jennyson. Medium Fry is able to isolate Jero. That's a strat down. Kintaro wins the 1v1 once again. Nice exile, but I don't know if it's enough. Dexwo takes out V-Tom on the backline, and I feel like this Kumiho was a little bit too much. Preemptive, I dare say, as now MSJZ calls to The American people says, hey, we've got to stall as long as we can. Kintro back onto the map, takes down VTOM, PSU Blue. All the meanwhile, the KOs have been coming in, Vaudable, but they just haven't been able to get the point here. And Jennison now pops their own. Like you said, Glortrox comes in, denies the Kumiho Fox. Pog picks up Jero. Jero has respawned, died, respawned again. Dexo picks up 2 in the Mega Hulk form. VTOM takes down Miles, and Kintaro just being a nuisance. 90% and counting. Soul Resurgence here for VTOM as well. Says, hey, we can keep stalling. We can keep getting percentage. PSU Blue don't know what to do.
Oh, the Mantis is the difference maker here for UBC Thunder. They finally found the missing puzzle piece that they were looking for their composition. The Meteor M completely whiffs, and Tag and Medium Fries tag team together to get double eliminations. Yarrow doing what they can to stall the point and hope that they can change their fate, because both worlds are not enough. They need probably a couple more in their favor to turn things around with overtime.
Jetty-Sun takes down Zippy. VTOM respawns as well, but Miles coming in for PSU Blue, taking out multiple. Pog takes down Freshly, though. I mean, Pog on this Venom has been absolutely lethal. Freshly not being able to diff at the moment. And we do see the stall coming in. And with that transformation, or the DMEC, onto Dexwo,
wow.
UBC Thunder take both submaps, and Vaudable, fortunately or fortunately, depending on
always.
whose side you're on, we're going to a map 5.
It wouldn't be an NECC broadcast with the both of us, Shibby, without it going to 5, and I wouldn't have it any other way, especially to try and close out some of these matches for Nationals before we actually get to the main event that'll be happening in May in San Antonio. But Pag doing everything that they needed to. 9 final hits, diving in, stalling the point. Beautiful performance from them. Of course, an MVP from their side. I do want to shout out the other team, though. I mean, seeing what we saw from their end, I really love the Hulk play as well, and some of the change-ups we saw from them. It just felt like they're just not as good on the dive side. So going into this final map, I mean, what does PSU Blue choose? You know, is it going to be Convergence? Is it going to be a Convoy angle here? Definitely don't choose Museum, is all I got to say.
I think Museum Convoy would be the worst pick.
Yeah,
I could see.
As long as it's not that. Or
yeah,
Spider
I
Islands.
could
Don't go there either.
I mean, Spider-Man, I mean, okay, first point and second point, Spider Islands, really, really good for dive. Don't get me wrong. I mean,
True.
that's probably
Third
playing
point,
into
not as
wheelhouse.
much, yeah.
Yeah, third point is a little bit more manageable, and that's kind of what we see here happening to a lot of teams. I mean, if you're taking out
Midtown?
that Convergence, could go Midtown, could go Central Park. I kind of like Central Park more. Heart of Heaven is dive heavy. I really like Heart of Heaven for dive because every single point is open, right? Like,
Yeah.
you've got multiple angles of attack. I mean, you could argue maybe that second point, the bridge part, but like even then, it's still pretty good.
We
and
haven't
the
seen
third
like the
point is really
craziest like
open.
hit scan from either of these teams, because like you can really hold that first point on Heart of Heaven if you have the high ground well enough, like with a Phoenix that's damage boosted specifically. But you know, we haven't really seen that from PSU Blue, so I don't know if that'd be the best.
This is kind of basic, kind of vanilla, but maybe a symbiotic surface angle for PSU Blue. I mean, that's a map where
Could be.
I mean, bunker comps do really, really well.
Yeah.
Like you said, Central Park. I mean, if you play Penny, Central Park can be really, really lethal. And if you've got a Groot in the back pocket, I mean, defensively, it's really, really hard to break it. Like, Spider-Man can't pull you because you can place your Ironwood wall in areas where it's like not unbreakable in the sense like it's not, you can't like take it down, but it's unbreakable in the sense like they have to loop all the way around or if they put themselves in a position to try to break it. And with these like triple, quadruple melee compositions that they've been running, I mean, do they even, like you said, have the ability to break walls? Like, do they want to play wall break? Do they want to play stuff like Punisher? I mean, Groot is bad into dive, but specifically on point 1 for Central Park, you actually get value because your walls are going to be on point most of the time. So even if they do dive, as long as your team's playing around it, it's the right call. If they leave Mantis open, like you said, you still have that team up available. Sure, you don't get the Loki lamps that give you the damage boost, but you still get the extra wall that heals your team. So there's a lot to consider. I wouldn't be surprised. Like, I would say Symbiotic Surface and Central Park are the more basic or vanilla maps that they could go to if they want to go to a convergence. That also opens us up to a potential map 6. So I would maybe pray don't do that if you're UBC Thunder or PSU Blue. If we're going Convoy, very, very different story, right? I think most of the Convoy maps tend to be a lot more open. Like you said, no museum, no Yggdrasil. We could go Araco. I mean, Convergence is available. We haven't seen it yet, and I haven't heard otherwise. Lower Manhattan is available. And that .1, notoriously hard to break.
Yeah, I mean, if we do go to Lower Manhattan, that'd be crazy because I haven't casted it yet. I mean, that'd be great to see. I think it's also good as like an anti-dive because, you know, the scan lets you know where people are at, right? And they're alt charged too. So like that's a huge. I feel like it's really good as a counter map for like dive specifically because of that, because you'll know like every so often periodically like where people are coming from, and it kind of evens the playing field out that way too. And it's really hard to push for that third point, similar to what we would see for a Museum of Contemplation. So there's a couple different options that they can go for with that, but we're still waiting to hear on exactly what map it is going to be on this one. I don't know. We can speculate as much as we want. I'm so interested to see like what Black Cat will be like for, you know, the actual Forge land itself, because that's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
There's also gonna be a whole new during the LAN. There'll be season 8, so it's like
I don't know if we have tournament client.
Yeah, I'm
heard
assuming we
other...
won't. Yeah, I don't think we'll have tournament client. So I think we're gonna be playing on like a whole new patch, but you won't be playing like the new hero at that time.
No Cyclops. Speculation. I'm just assuming it's Cyclops.
Yeah. If it's not Cyclops, we riot. No. Devil Dinosaur people are saying too. I know like
there's no way they don't.
A lot of times they've been they've been dropping like the less popular hero, like
lesser known hero.
Yeah, and then sometimes they've been doing it that way. So who knows? They could do it on that side. I feel like whichever of them's most broken, they'll do second, because we are going to be on patch 8 for all of stage 1. So if they want Cyclops to be on stage 1, or if they want Devil Dinosaur to be on stage 1, right? That's going to be the angle for it. They could do Cyclops for marketing angle. Who knows? On that side, that could be an option for them.
That'd
be awesome.
You're right. They have released the less. No, they did the Gambit into Rogue. That was the only time.
Yeah.
Deadpool into Elsa. I guess Elsa's more broken. I mean, okay.
People didn't realize Deadpool was as broken as he is, somewhat, but I feel like I feel like Elsa was more like must pick or ban, though, right? In Ignite before all the changes. So.
Well, I think also the thing was like, are they dropping the lesser popular hero?
That's what I mean,
right?
Yeah.
Like Phoenix and Blade. Both of them are popular in their own right. Yeah. Angela to Daredevil, you're correct. Gambit into Rogue, Gambit's definitely more popular, but then you have Deadpool into Elsa.
I don't know. I think a lot of people think Rogue's more popular than Gambit, I would say, in terms of like, you know, fans for that specifically.
Yeah, there are more. It's
Hey, Lower Manhattan!
Woo!
We got it. We got
it. Yes. Oh my god. We have Lower Manhattan. It is not banned. It is available. Okay, PSU Blue. This is your chance to run the most diabolical bunker comp known to man. So for people that don't know, or maybe you haven't played the map, I've only got to. The funny thing is, because they just keep increasing the amount of maps vaultable, I actually haven't been able to play this in comp.
Same.
Like more than once. I like, it's really weird. And the thing is, from what I've noticed,
map picks in comp.
Ooh, teaser. No, I don't know. Hopefully, maybe we get map bans or something like that. I don't know. We'll see. But what I've seen a lot, at least in comp, is that I see a lot of ties. Like people just don't know how to get through the first point, and I'm talking like this goes all the way up to like Celestial, right? People don't know what to do. There's 3 entrance ways.
If you are cursing us now to have our first ever tie in Collegiate Marvel Rivals here for NECC, because I don't think we've gotten one yet.
No, we've never gone to a map 6. We've never gone to a map 6.
I don't think we've gone to a map 6.
We've gotten a tie, but we've never gotten a map 6.
That's
there
true.
was one.
That's true.
There was
I think
one
it was in the fall.
Yeah, it was like 2-1. and then it went to a tie, so we technically went to a map 5, and the 2-1 team ended up winning and going 3-1 anyway. So we went to 5 maps with a 4-game score, which is really weird. But yeah, I mean, I feel like teams don't know how to attack this point, right? Like you can go through the main choke point, which I would highly not recommend unless you've got a diabolical like composition that can just take everything out. You can go through the left side, which is where a lot of flankers go. They'll take that left side, they'll go up, take the high ground, then they'll start harassing right on main. Or you break the terrain on the right, you break the wall, and that's where you go. Those really the only 3 things you can do. 1.1, and I dare I say, I think this is one of the first maps, not first maps, but this is one of the most defender-sided maps for 0.1 I've ever seen. Like, yeah. I think it's, I would say is it worse than Central Park? Maybe.
We'll have to see. I think that's the interesting thing about this too, and MRC, right? Because they can play it in that as well, I believe. So I'm excited to see like how those results come out pretty soon too, because I think that's right before the Forge LAN itself in San Antonio. That's like the 9th and 10th is the finals for that, which would be pretty dope. But the Forge Trials, which are going on right now, is presented by Army National Guard. Answer the call of the uncommon at nationalguard.com. There we go. Thank you, production, for putting that. That's our sponsor for this event and the Forge LAN that'll be going on as well. But I believe we do have these teams getting ready as they can. You know, I mean, they're trying their best. They're seeing what the strats are. They're looking up the YouTube videos, trying to see what they can do. And apparently, Shibby, one of the players is a really big fan of you.
Yeah, I think it's Vtom, right? I mean, he's been. I see it. I mean, appreciate it. I always, like I said, love seeing players match up. Like again, I see some of these guys in my matches, and I'm like, wait, do I know you? Do I recognize you?
Who is this guy?
Who is it? Like, I feel like I've seen this name, but yeah, I mean, maybe we'll meet in solo queue, Vtom. Maybe we'll meet in rank today if you decide to queue up, depending on whether you win or lose. I think regardless, you should queue up for a rank because that's the grinder mentality, right? Win or lose, start getting your rank up, start picking up some new heroes. Black Cat is coming.
Only so much longer too, right? Because again, like next season is going to be on the, I believe, 15th is when it starts. So not too far away, just a little over 3 weeks at this, or a little over 2 weeks actually. I think about it, man. Time's flying by, and we just got to 7.5.
I feel like Black Cat just came out. Like,
yeah, I
don't
feel
know.
like it too.
I mean, who knows? Maybe these next 2 weeks are going to go slower, though, because just is how it is, right? The last 2 weeks of Marvel Rivals always feels the slowest. But
yeah.
One thing, as we talk about, as we get these teams in, I feel like the CC changes kind of a nothing burger.
Yeah,
kind of not like I don't.
Everyone
I only see it
was
when I play
so
Thing.
panicky for no reason. Also, they could have easily dialed it back without telling people, and I feel like that's probably what happened. From the actual server itself into the live clients, the test servers, because people were testing them in a bubble where they're trying to like get the actual CC changes that way, and then seeing that there was so much pushback, they probably dialed it back a little bit without saying, because there's a bunch of like sneak buffs that were also a thing, right? Like a sneak buff for Human Torch where he gets all his ammo back and all his dash charges when he ults with the super Nova as well. And then I think Hulk also has a buff too, right? Because he no longer loses jump when he's getting CC'd, which is awesome. Which I feel like makes him more busted. So
yeah, I don't know. There's just a lot of weird stuff happening. Like I said, I feel like that CC thing only happens when I'm playing like Thing, and like if I hit him with like the Yancey Street charge into the clobbering time, yeah, that's when I'm like, oh, okay, this sucks. Every other time, I'm like, don't even irrelevant. Like I don't even feel it. I've seen it happen like once every 10 to 20 matches, and like you said, I think a lot of people, myself included, I was like, oh, this is gonna be amazing. I thought Hulk was dead. The juggle was gone. Actually, low-key, kind of better. Actually,
yeah.
Like I like it when the CC activation or the tenacity changes happen, because that just gives me more free hits
gives you a
of
little
my
bit
ultimate.
of like a reset, yeah.
yeah. Like it's so funny. I just bash into them with my Hulk hands, and it's like, oh, okay, I do more damage here. As PSU Blue, like we said, did pick Manhattan. They also get to pick the side they fight on, or they get to start on. That's Hell's Heaven.
Are we getting baited here, Shivy? Okay.
No, we're not. No, we're not.
Production knew your love for Hell's Heaven and wanted to just say that we might go there instead.
I would have left the room. My door's right there. I would have been like, I'm out. You guys, you can do Hell's Heaven by yourself. Lower Manhattan is the map of choice here. Controversial one, right? The scan mechanic. A lot of players, pro players, personalities were talking about it, including myself. I have a prediction, Vaudable. I don't think we will ever see this map in MRI. I don't know any.
I think we will.
Really?
I'm calling it now. I think we will.
I mean, that's a favorite. That's a bet favorite to you. I essentially have to happen 0 times, but
we've never seen a map excluded until like later on. They always test maps. I would say like through MRC into
as a
MRI,
counter pick
that way. Yeah. And we see the Loki save this time. It's been banned like the most often. So I like the change up here for PSU Blue. We'll probably see some sort of protect.
Does UBC save the Mantis?
So far, the Venom they've been doing pretty good with. I get it.
Yeah, but this is not a good Venom map. Like I'm sorry, point 1 is not fun to play Venom on. Point 2 is very good. I would even argue point 3 is kind of nice. Point 3 for Spider-Man is very good. The amount of pulls I see off of that bridge, that singular bridge, is diabolical. Yeah, I think point 3 is really interesting. UBC Thunder, though, going to be the ones to ban the Mantis. So we're going to see a good old 2-2-2 composition face-off. Maybe an Ultron in the works. I like PSU Blue banning that Jeff away. Invis, Cloak still on the table. One or even both of those have the potential to get banned out here on these final 2 bans. But what are these saves going to be? PSU Blue could opt in for a Vanguard pool. That has been like getting banned away.
Often, yeah,
UBC Thunder has been final banning it every single time.
I get it. I respect it. Last time I don't think they did though. Last time they banned the Invis so that they didn't have to worry about the team up with the Doctor Strange. And I'm curious if they're going to ban the Invis.
Let's still do it here
just in case, because they don't want to worry about that again. It worked out decently for UBC Thunder, especially when they're going for dive. But Cloak and Dagger, they don't want to worry about the Cloaky. So I get that, especially because it can stall the point really well with the Loki there, and have to worry about the Terror Capes, and also when you're going in with your ultimate, have to worry about the Dark Teleportation is an annoying thing there too. So yeah, this makes a lot of sense for UBC Thunder. PSU Blue on there, and the Spider-Man ban. Oh my gosh, it came out.
Aura loss. I'm sorry, PSU Blue. You lose Aura. Medium Fries beat you. If you gotta ban the Spidey, medium fries. I don't care.
Put the fries in the bag.
Medium Fries just beat you. You PSU Blue, you cannot say you have the better Spider-Man. I'm sorry. UBC Thunder has the better Spider-Man. That is insane that they banned the Spider-Man away. Will it be enough, though? UBC Thunder, Medium Fries, do you have enough tricks in the bag? Kintaro, you better walk away. That's you. You lost Aura on the Spider-Man 1v1. I'm not letting you live that down.
I mean, Lower Manhattan, they're in New York. They don't want to play against Spider-Man, the friendly neighborhood one
turf.
That's, home turf advantage. It's their lair, you could say. So that might be a Medium Fries on the Magic. I'm
loving this.
Magic in a while. And Pag on the...
Yo, does he have the new skin?
Okay.
Are they a real toggle to the Magic right now? I need to see if they have the new skin. I want to see. Are they a real Magic player?
Fan.
Yeah, are you a real Magic fan? Every Magic player got that skin. They complained.
Nope.
Ooh, boo, boo, boo. I mean, this is a good skin, though. That's a good one. This is a good skin choice. Yeah, I mean, it's very immaculate. Yeah, this is exactly how you have to attack the map here. You have to go for a portal early on and just...
Miles with the instant shotgun to the face of Medium Fries. Speaking of fries in the bag, that one's sent to the respawn room. Wow. He's back though.
Speechless. He's back. He got KO'd so quickly that he's able to go through the portal twice. Respect, as that portal play is actually going to work out in the favor of UBC Thunder on the attacking side. Oh, Zippy gets one piece. Yeah, no, this is a Magic player, guys.
Yep.
Like the melees into the sword swing. Yeah. emergency button, break glass in case of magic, in case your Spider-Man gets banned here. They've got to get on the point. Hello? You've portaled in. You've got to contest here.
They were waiting for the Loki greens that they wasted because they only used a single one of them too. Visible boundary though from Zippy Twins to try and keep themselves alive, but Brainiac bounce does come through, and it's bouncing off the ceiling, so it gets more hits even faster. That's a massive one. Dark Child comes through though. Loki is going to get the God of Mischief copy in for the invisible boundary, so they will have double invisible boundary for PSU Blue, but aren't even able to save their backline as the slicing and dicing comes through, and the portal play will be 100% successful.
You said slicing and dicing. I saw 50-foot fists into the face of PSU Blue. Pag ended up getting two himself there. Very, very well played. I mean, this is just a brawl comp. Like, a lot of people are going to look at it, well, Doctor Strange has a shield. I mean, Magic is... No, Magic got some changes, I believe, a couple patches ago. She's become a brawler. You've got Mr. Fantastic as well. The extra shielding with the Invisible Woman and Doctor Strange team up. Like, this is brawl to its highest degree, and Dexwell recognizes that, swaps over to the thing. Eye of Agamotto gets taken down mid-flight. Man down, man down. Medium Fries as well gets taken by the Sonic Seduction freshly. Sees internet user on this Invisible Woman, is trying to chase this slippery fellow down here. Scan comes in, 37% towards that ultimate. Everyone can see everybody. It's not a one-sided scan here. Nice from PSU Blue. Now, Vaudable, similar to, I would say, Shin Shibuya, this second point can be very difficult for many teams on the offense to take because of how many corners you have to round, because of the buildings and everything. I feel like it's defender-sided as well.
Also, try not to get stuck in the mission vehicle itself, too. We've seen that happen for some teams before online. That's been always interesting. Clobbering time, though, on to Medium Fries and Pag and Vitom. Only got two of them, but, got the most offensive heroes that we were seeing from UBC Thunder, aside from the Moon Knight here. So good pushback from PSU Blue. Didn't really have to use too many of their options. We did see the Banhammer come out, too, and... now they'll just build up some of their some of their upgrades as they look to just hold this second point.
UBC Thunder go into a tried and true classic. NECC classic, I'll say. The Groot into Moon Knight, right? Strangling Prison into the hand of Conchu. Medium Fries, though, says, I don't need it. My ultimate is going to be used for another fight. Picks up 2 for himself. Very well played from UBC Thunder. As there is some stall coming out from PSU Blue, but it's not enough. A lot of ultimates online, though. Invisible Boundary, Loki copy, and the Glartrox available.
I think Vitom and Medium Fries are also waiting to combo their ults. That was the issue.
100%.
That we saw before is that they didn't do that. So I do like this change up on their side of things, making sure that they can actually use their ults together. Pag as well potentially can use the Brainiac bounce if they want to, but I think they're saving that for when the Invisible Boundary potentially comes through, and that's a good counter of an Invisible Boundary to only get 1 elimination against you. Actually, you have 2 again. He's so good on the Doctor Strange.
And now Kintaro does pop the Banhammer.
Where's Mr. Flex?
Yeah, I mean, this guy just plays everything. Like Spider-Man into... Vanpool. I've seen him play the Psylocke. Like, this guy has an immaculate bag, as UBC Thunder are going to be coming back with some ults of their own. No combo available. Brainiac bounce, like you mentioned, online. Double strat ult as well. They can get very aggressive here and just push PSU Blue out, if not take some space here.
Here's Mr. Fantastic, though, with the Brainiac bounce. We saw them be pretty effective before, but I feel like these open area parts of the map, they're not as effective, right? There's a lot of ways to deal with them, and they aren't able to really keep people in tow. I have Agamotto in the back line, too. Lamps do come through, though, to block it out at least a little bit and save the day for their team. Perfect timing of those Loki lamps, by the way.
Hand of Conchu drops on the Miles freshly, does take down Medium Fries right after, but it's still a 2-for-1 trade. UBC Thunder up 1, up 2 now as they take down Kintaro, and Dexwo has swapped over to the Storm. Omega Hurricane is available. Is it going to be enough? They're going to pop it. They're saying, hey, we got to go now.
Omega Hurricane.
Nice invisible boundary.
Yeah, it's always a good counter to the Omega Hurricane. Really just nullifies it, makes it so it does nothing. The damage boost is still good, though, for PSU Blue, I would say. I think that's been a big change-up for them, especially without the Mantis being in play necessarily. And I think on this map, Storm has a little bit more cover compared to some of the other ones, too.
Yeah, Flyers do have a little bit more room to cook here. 15 seconds. Portal is opening onto the side, but I believe Freshly is channeling a counter portal right now. Let's see if it actually ends up going anywhere. Unfortunately, it does block the front. Wait, it's just wait. Okay. They can go through the back. They can go through the back. Wait a minute. Yeah, I think that was almost a really good counter portal. Kintaro, though, and the rest of the gang with that stall on that portal is able to just dice, slice, chop, shop everybody on UBC Thunder with those katanas. And Anaya Wakamoto just to flex, saying, guys, even if you survive that, you would have got hit by this. PSU Blue doing a good job stuffing out UBC Thunder, and only got to take it about 142 meters. 0.2 is what they need.
Yeah, great change up by PSU Blue in terms of, map potential from them. I like this counter pick, even after it not going the way that they wanted to on Celestial Husk before this for the domination. I like these potential hovers that we are seeing. These are very fun for PSU Blue and UBC Thunder, especially because, UBC Thunder, I feel like we've seen some good looks, but they've struggled in other categories, especially on defense. And, the Hulk might be a good enough of a change-up for them.
I mean,
Is that a Black Panther?
Let's go. I actually, okay, Black Panther, because of the way the routes work on this map offensively,
it's not bad.
There are angles for him to find these dives, but notoriously something that's missing, Vaudable, a dive buddy. Yeah. Black Panther, I just don't think does that well, and Medium Fries and Vitom are going into the Helen Namor. Dexwo, you're not going to have a fun time, bud. I'm just going to say that right now.
They're not ready for it. Okay, good. They swapped off of it onto the Storm. I think the Storm's a great option for them, just for that damage. And here's the portal play that's going to come through, as we were talking about. This is also probably why the Spider-Man ban is happening, right? Because you don't have to worry about the portals getting canceled on this map necessarily. It's kind of easier to do that. And how crucial they are for this first point.
Where
so
they're
trying to find a good position, get behind them, get some picks from it, and see if that'll be enough.
I like that portal placement, right? Not putting it right in front of them. You go out from the side.
Ellen Namor. That's why
it's
it's
the
so
second
good.
time I've seen someone obliterated right out of portal.
That's so true.
First time objectively funnier, as Medium Fries is absolutely cooking them extra crispy onto PSU Blue. This guy just has a Hella in the back pocket.
Why were we not playing this earlier is all I gotta say. I get it. It's the end of the semester here for Marvel Rivals Collegiate for NECC, but you want to make sure you move on to the next stage. And this team actually got upset in the upper bracket. They beat Temple, I believe it was. Or not Temple, that was a different squad, but they beat them last time, and they're actually the ones that are waiting in the upper bracket currently for Division 2. So UBC Thunder, they want to turn things around, prevent this Map 5 from going the other way. PSU Blue want to make up for their previous Map 5s that we've seen against NC State, and actually face off against that team. I believe it's been confirmed at this point that that's who they would be playing off against as well on their side. But no, actually, we are still waiting on results for that one. But still get to see Quintero use the banhammer here. And we'll see if that's going to be enough, and then to lock things down.
Medium Fries trying to do what he can. Maybe he was looking for a Hella ultimate. Portal is coming in, though. They can look for a late Hella ult once they respawn 3 seconds. Internet user does have the copy down. Pag as well. Hulk ultimate available very soon. Hand of Conchu does get dropped right onto the portal, and there we go. Here comes the Goddess of Death coming in. Let's see what they can do, though. Not a lot. Unfortunately, it's getting blocked away. But does take Zippy Twins down, and with, 10% left for PSU Blue, they actually are able to stuff the offense. Or sorry, 10% for, PSU Blue. UBC Thunder are actually able to stuff out the offensive. A minute 30 on the clock, Vaudable. That's not a lot of time.
Not much at all, and I think this is the win con for UBC Thunder. They got as far as they could, and even with the portal stall towards the end, you talked about it. There's been so many instances where teams have just gotten complete draws on this map because of how difficult the first point is to take. We might see one final portal at the end, just based on timing for PSU Blue, but if this stall continues and there's a counter portal play that can eventually come out from UBC Thunder, that might be enough for them to take the win. But Ayabagamoto trying to see if they can bait out the force physics first. That was actually a wise decision from VTOM.
Yeah, I like that. Freshly, though, has a massive angle. Oh, never mind! Pag says, hey, bro, I know what you're trying to do. You're not going to Ayabagamoto my team instead. VTOM does find some. It's not enough, though. That might have been the game-saving play from Pag there, as he is just running amok. The man had the Hulk in the back pocket the whole time.
This is the dive we were kind of missing from them. Like the Venom, we saw some good looks from that, but
Freshly channeling
I feel like
Portal? No.
Pag's a little bit better here. Yeah, they have Portal available, but they're saving it to the last moment. And
Trying to
I
get
think
one
that's
more
a wise
fight in, yeah.
decision. Yeah, just in case they need it, because there's a lot of room to make up here. Specifically, now they know the ult charge of everyone on the other team, so they know that they have to go in some point in time. And PSC Blue also, they know the other team knows that they only have this Eye of Agamotto available. They need to at least try and take out the back line of these two strategists. Invisible Boundary already up for Zippy Twins, and Eye of Agamotto comes through.
Another Goddess of Death. We're going to see matching Invisible Boundaries. Unfortunately, MSJZ does not get that Meteor M, and Pag has gone into Monster Hulk form. Medium Fries takes down Zippy, and this strategist line that you mentioned is just absolutely untouched from UBC Thunder. As I say that, though, Banhammer comes in.
Dude.
Miles as well, big Glartrox. And right now, at the final percentage points for PSU Blue, they're able to cap this point. They've got only 2.5 minutes to essentially get 2 points on the map, and UBC Thunder uniquely
I think we might have a
situated.
disconnect here
Oh,
from
no.
Freshly too. Yeah, pause will come through here as well. So thankfully it happened as soon as the fight was done, because that could have easily been UBC Thunder winning that. Unfortunate for Freshly's internet, but hey, they still won the fight and they're still in it. Is the big thing here. The best timing that you could have had a disconnect, I think, ever.
Well, I also don't think they're allowed to pause, right? In the middle of a fight, they would have gotten... Something would have happened. They would have automatically lose that fight or
they probably would
forfeit.
have lost the whole series off of that too. So it's good that they are able to actually finish out the fight first and then get into it afterwards. So huge for PSU Blue, and going down to the wire even more so. I think it's even better now that they didn't use the portal right, because they have that available for their next fight. They could have easily not been able to make it to the end and then portaled in once the respawn came through at the last minute if the Doctor Strange went down first. But I think this Strange and Invis team up is just so good for this PSU Blue team specifically. Quintero, though, on the Vanguard Deadpool, difference maker for this team. Like, the Banhammer on the Loki is what won them that point, right? Because it got rid of two of the strategists. They had to patty cake, and then they couldn't do anything because there's so much damage being done to them. They had no greens left to keep them up either. And then they've just been able to stay alive because they just have so much health and the bubble to work with. So it's a tough spot to find yourself in if you are UBC Thunder. So hopefully going into this, once we reconnect, we'll be able to see a little bit more from that team. But I think 2.5 minutes it's plenty of time to get to that end of the second checkpoint.
I mean, just taking stock of what ults are available for PSU Blue coming out of here. Like, Dexwell has swapped over to Bucky, right? Quintero is 0% as well. We just saw him use the Banhammer. Glartrox at 9%. Both Zippy and Jiro are at 20% and under on their ultimates. Like, realistically, UBC Thunder have the tools to win at least one, if not two more fights, just based off the ultimates that they have saved. I saw a strat ultimate in the back pocket, so they can use that however they please, maybe more aggressively. But realistically, I mean, PSU Blue, there is a world where they push this, but UBC Thunder can clutch it out here after being, I'm going to be honest, kind of terrible on both Convoy and Convergence. this Manhattan pick actually working out potentially in their favor, even though it was PSU Blue's counter pick.
We shall see. I think there's still plenty of time for PSU Blue to activate. I think, as you mentioned before, the hardest point to get. Hopefully they'll get back into the game itself too. They technically have 30 minutes on the in-game timer. I don't know how much we give them necessarily for it, but we'll see how long we can do our own podcast here for a second, Shivy. That's how it goes. But hey, as soon as we say podcast, they said no. Let's get back into it. And okay, I was worried there for a second. I was like, is he still just doing the running man into the wall? No, he's not. Okay, good.
No,
I like the swap though for Dexwell.
Yeah, I mean, if they believe that, Pag is the biggest issue, one Winter Soldier, one Bucky can just ruin their day. Also, low-key, Bucky is better. He got buffed. I know a lot of people are looking at the nerfs. No, the compensation changes buffed him. As Vtom now getting that elimination onto Jiro, swapping back over to the Namor. I like this. Whale can shut down a lot here, and Medium Fry is going to take down Kintaro, and that's already one team fight one. And you said 2.5 minutes is a lot of time, Vaudable. That's already a minute and a half. Yeah, a minute and a half only available. PSU Blue are quickly running out of time, and they haven't even gotten it past the first corner.
I think it's also a visual bug, too, for Dexwell in terms of his ultimate. We don't know exactly what is that, but he's probably close to it at this point because he swapped when he was partway through. So freshly having the Eye of Agamotto available, they can use that together to try and have that, and then maybe a Kraken Impact if they need just to shut things down. But we're in like 2 fight or maybe even 3 fight territory potentially here. So a lot can happen. Invisible Boundary on both ends, though. That's going to stall things up for the most part.
Eye of Agamotto.
Towards the end, Eye of Agamotto is a great bet. Oh, also the Giganto comes through as well. I like that look. They only got 1 elimination onto the Elsa from it too. But the Loki going down is massive, and the Invisible Woman. They only have 43 seconds and none of the strategists. Huge stagger too.
Intro did survive with Banhammer, so this could be really good, especially if they throw it onto Internet User like they did last time. I feel like UBC Thunder burned quite a bit though, right? Vtom throws down the ultimate. They use double duelist ultimates, although Pag does have Monster Hulk available. Could cause a ruckus, and oh my god, the grab! Another air stun, but I don't think it's enough. Unfortunately, he's too damn tanky. Glartrox comes in, and this time it's not nearly as big as the last one. We'll see if Pag can do anything. Miles, yeah, like you said, sayonara sucker, as he's now causing a ruckus in the back line. Huge. Big slam from MSJZ. First time around, he wasn't able to find it, and Freshly goes down late into overtime. I don't know if they're going to actually able to get the portal off. UBC Thunder on PSU Blue's counter pick stops the 3-2 victory, and they're going to take it.
They had the legs to carry them past the finish line, and unfortunately for PSU Blue, they will be ending up in the vault and not be able to escape like Captain America and the rest of his allies do here to fight Wilson Fisk towards the end of Lower Manhattan. And Medium Fries put the fries in the bag exactly as they needed to, which was the Hela here specifically, able to pull out the hit scan with the Hela Namor team up, and that's what's been missing from this team. No longer needing to play Spider-Man, the crutch is off, and they are able to fly like an eagle towards victory with their team.
Medium Fries had an 18 final hit Hela just waiting and decided, no, I'm going to play Spider-Man. I'm going to play Dual Fool. I mean, desperate times call for desperate measures here, and really well played from UBC Thunder, right? To take that domination map, to say, hey, we've got to eat this counter pick coming out from PSU Blue, taking the chance on being the better Mantis team, now taking that Gambit ban, like we said, right? Banning it, games 4, game 5, saving the Venom, which they actually didn't even use. Even the Phoenix, unused, by the way. Both of these saves, we never saw these 2 picks. Literally
so
none of these 2 picks, right? None of these 2 picks were seen, but regardless, the options were available. They're like, well, we don't want to save Hulk because then they know we're going to go Hulk, so we'll just not save Hulk and then just have a Lord Hulk
if
come
you
in.
Haven't played it, like.
It's true. Well played from UBC Thunder. Like you said, they move on. I believe this was lower quarters or lower
quarters.
semis.
Yeah, so they
Lower
move on
quarters,
to
so
lower
they are
semis.
2
I
matches
don't know
away
who they're
from
playing
nationals.
yet on that one. I believe. Yeah, it looked like it was NC State Red, but then it got pulled back, so maybe it's not. Who knows? We'll get those results at some point. But eventually they'll play the winner of NC State Red and Illinois Institute of Technology. Probably NC State Red, based on what we've seen. And then winner of that has to play KSU Ascend, because KSU lost in Map 5 to Temple Esports Cherry.
Oh,
Shout out Temple
yes.
Esports Cherry, looking to be the nationals champions for Division 2 of Marvel Rivals. But there's still a long way to go. There's still more national finals that'll be happening next week. KEG and FDOT will likely be the ones covering that. We got Rainbow Six tomorrow, League of Legends on Thursday, Overwatch on Friday, and then the Division 1 LAN, the Forge LAN itself in 2 weeks' time. That's going to be a lot of fun. We'll be able to see all the titles, all the action, all the best teams that have qualified for that. It's going to be a good time, Shibby.
Yeah. It's going to be really cool for whoever ends up going, right? I mean, all the players, I highly recommend, like, these LAN experiences are the best for you guys. You know, if you can bring your parents, it's a big, big thing to bring your parents to some of these LANs.
Even if you're in the area.
Kind of, yeah, even if you're in the area, it kind of shows the culmination of your guys' hard work. I mean, a lot of parents, right? Obviously, you know, they don't understand this kind of stuff. You play video games for a scholarship and you go to Texas. They're very, very, very skeptical. So it's really cool being able to bring them into your world. And these LAN events are super fun. Make the most out of it. Obviously, compete hard, try to win, but also make some friends. Talk to some of these players.
Yeah.
Put faces to names, faces to voices. I
Rally
love
Cry
that
said
stuff about
there
LANs.
was going to be like a Twitch and collegiate mixer on like the Saturday or something like that. So like you can meet some like staff members from Twitch. That's pretty cool. Get into streaming, which is another avenue just to make some extra income on the side while you are building your skills through collegiate into the professional scene. If you're wanting for that pathway or just to something else to pursue your passions, there's a lot of ways to do that as well. But yeah, there's a lot going on in San Antonio in just a couple weeks, and unfortunately, the teams that aren't in Div 1 will not be participating in it, but they have their own national titles that they are competing in here as well. So we'll see next week who is going to be the national champions for each of the divisions out of all these titles, and then eventually for Div 1, crown our champions in San Antonio. It's going to be a good time. Well, thank you for tuning in to the second to last week of the Forge Trials, presented by Army National Guard. The Uncommon is calling at nationalguard.com. They're the ones who made this all a possibility. Also, shout out our NECC crew on the back end. We have Raman Richtat and Adam as well. So big thanks to them for making this production a possibility. Thank you, Shibby, for joining me on our cast here. And this is our technically final cast until potentially the future for Marvel Rivals Collegiate. So it's been a pleasure, Shibby. It's been a pleasure to be here for the first year of Marvel Rivals Collegiate, and can't wait for what's next. So tune in next week and tune in tomorrow for some more action. We'll see you next time.
Forge Trials is presented by the Army National Guard.